This morning, athletes will be bowling 5 games. These 5 games will be added to your 15-game total from the qualifying rounds. After today's 5 games, the top 24 U15 girls and the top 64 U20 boys will return tonight at 7 p.m. to bowl an additional 5-game block to determine our top 16 finalists for tomorrow's double elimination match play bracket finals. Any ties at that point for the 16th position will be decided by a 1-game roll-off. At this time, I'd like to ask all athletes to please walk out onto the approach. Spectators and guests, let's give these athletes a round of applause if they undoubtedly deserve it. Athletes, you may have a seat back in the settee area. For today, we ask that you simply follow your lane numbers on your recap sheet that will be provided to you to determine where you'll be bowling your next game. Athletes, you will be responsible for entering the scores on your recap sheet and taking your recap to the new pair lanes after each game. Signed recaps must be turned into the scoring monitor at the end of the 5 games. Please fill out the recap completely and add your scores for a grand total. Please do not risk disqualification by failing to turn in your recap sheet. As a reminder, no substance may be placed on the outer surface of the bowling ball. This includes the padding of the ball with a rosin bag. The outer surface of the ball may only be cleaned with a dry towel once the bowler has begun competition. Also, no substance, including talcum powder or easy slide, can be applied to the bottom of the player's shoe once the bowler has begun competition. 1-lane courtesy is still in effect for this event. Only bowlers are allowed in the settee area. Parents and coaches, please remain on the concourse behind the yellow line. As a reminder, today is the deadline to submit a bowler for the David Dom Sportsmanship Award. Forms are here at the control counter. Winners will be selected tomorrow afternoon and announced during the awards presentation tomorrow night here at Woodland Bowl. Spectators and guests, flash photography is not allowed during competition and smoking is only allowed outside. Please take a moment, turn off all cell phones. At this time, athletes, we're going to turn your lanes on for 10 minutes of practice. You have 2 minutes left to practice. 2 minutes. Please hold up on all practice. Just as a reminder, be sure to follow your recap sheets for your next lane assignments. And don't forget to turn those in up here at the counter after completion of these 5 games. Spectators, how about one more round of applause for these folks as they begin their final.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live coverage of the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Jason Overstreet is here with us this morning. We're live at Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, the 4th round of qualifying of the Junior Gold Championships. Got a couple of pairs for you, 2 featured pairs, one for each of the 2 divisions that are on the lanes this morning. See there the under 20 boys. Andrew Anderson, Justin Bowie, Dustin Rose, Cameron Bollinger, Zach Hattori, and Andrew Koff on our under 20 boys pair this morning for the first of 5 games. And the other pair is the under 15 and under girls. Curran Desjardins, Marcella Wood, Brianna Clemmer, and Brianna Layen on that pair. Andrew Kopp starting things off with a strike. So a couple of Junior Team USA members on the boys pair and some hopefuls on the U15 girls pair. Everybody bowled 15 games over the last 3 days at 3 different bowling centers, and now all the action has shifted to Woodland Bowl. The top 150 boys moved on after 15 games. Top 24 in the under 15 girls advanced to today.
And of course, Lucas, that's a big change in the Junior Gold tournament this year. Separate divisions for those 15 and under. So it's a real exciting opportunity for everyone out there that might have kids coming up in bowling, a chance to come here and be able to be a part of this great event, national competition, but still stay in the age range where you're going up against other kids, similar growth curve as you. We're really excited the number of entries in the U15 division and look forward to that being a real growing segment here in future Junior Golds.
And just announced last night the top age-eligible U15 bowlers, and the boys and the girls will get a automatic spot to compete in the Tournament of Americas in the 15 and under division at that event. And the selection committee is going to pick another bowler to compete in the T of A in 2013.
That's an exciting extra bonus too. So for those that might be looking at whether or not competing in the U15 portion of this event makes sense in the future, knowing that there's a chance to wear the red, white, and blue potentially as part of coming here to North Point Junior Gold, and it's something that a lot of countries will invest in trying to develop their talent starting at that under 16 age range. So the United States program starting to get involved in that as well and making that part of North Point Junior Gold Championship. So we'll be really excited to see who ends up emerging as the new Junior Team USA members from this event, and also who could be those really young rising stars that eventually burst onto the scene in the U15 division.
I see that Cameron Weir's in our chat wants to know the pattern today. It is Paris, 47 feet. It's a long pattern, one of the WTBA international patterns, and it's like it's about 2.8 to 1 or so. So it is a sport bowling compliant pattern. USBC sport bowling is a little bit more challenging than your typical house shot. And scores have been really low here the last 3 days. They bowled on 3 different patterns. So today a new look for these players. And it's the same pattern all day because they bowled 5 games this morning, and then we'll make another cut. And the players will come back this evening for a final 5 games of qualifying before we head into match play. The U20 girls and U15 boys are going to be coming up at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. You see that 4-5 go simultaneously for a strike for Brianna. That was pretty cool. I think we caught that just in time. I think the one pattern that gave everybody the hardest time this week was the short pattern, at least in the under 20 division at Western Bowl. It was a 33-foot Sydney pattern, and out of 1,048 boys, only I believe 26 of them went even or better on that pattern, and out of 569 girls, only 2 of them went even or better. So that kept the overall scores down quite a bit here this week. And again, bowling on the Paris pattern here today, and there'll be a different pattern for tomorrow for match play, and that won't be announced until tomorrow morning. They did not announce that Paris was going to be used until this morning. Nobody knew what they were going to be bowling on until they came into the center today.
Lucas, some of the viewers probably know, but some might not. Why is it that the WTBA patterns are the patterns used for the North Point Junior Gold Championships as opposed to, say, the PBA patterns?
Well, thank you very much for setting me up with a question that I know the answer to, Jason.
Try.
It's because Junior Team USA bowls on those patterns in international competition. So, and Junior Team USA is partially determined through this event. So they want to find out who can score on the same patterns that the junior national team is going to be bowling on in World Championships or the Zone Championships and that's the reason why they select them. And some are harder than others, and they were pretty tough this week. I think one thing that makes them tougher, Jason, is the WTBA patterns are kind of built for 6 games, and they only bowled 5 games on them, but there's more on a pair. So that kind of makes them transition really tough, and makes them even probably a little tougher than they would see in international competition. But it's a good way to tell which players are the most versatile and should be earning their spots on Junior Team USA. Andrew Koff has
Speaking
got a
of
double.
versatile,
Yeah.
someone who has earned spots in Junior Team USA.
It's his last go, his last Junior Gold. He's done after this year. His mom was telling me the other day he's bowled 8 times in this event, and so he's finally maxing out.
Andrew high-five Zach Hattori, a couple of young men that have had a great summer for Team USA. We talk about this event being the qualifying event, one of the events to make Junior Team USA, and what is the pinnacle event of the Junior Team USA cycle. It's the World Championships, and boy, did the red, white, and blue come through this year, Lucas.
Yeah, Zach and Andrew both bowled in Bangkok last month at the World Youth Championships, and they came home with the team gold medal, along with the girls as well.
Yeah, in case you missed it, there's a very rare occurrence. The international competition is just fantastic. So for Junior Team USA to be able to take home both team golds was something else. We have highlights. You can see Andrew, and Zach, and the other Team USA members, some of the highlights on our YouTube channel. If you look for the recorded videos there on Bowl TV, take a look and give you a little bit of a taste of just what all of these great young bowlers are competing, hoping to get a shot at. And of course, the Team USA honor one portion of what's at stake here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Let's not forget $250,000 in scholarships that's going to be earned here as well. So this is really the big event of the year, as everyone knows, in youth bowling. And we're thrilled to be bringing it to you here on Bowl TV.
Koff with the front 4 now. No surprise there that Andrew is off to a good start. You might notice something a little different today on our broadcast. Up in the top right corner of your screen, we've got the hashtag for Junior Gold. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's for Twitter. So if you're on Twitter and you are posting about Junior Gold, use that hashtag. It's #JuniorGold. While you're thinking about it, go on to Twitter or Facebook right now. Let everybody know that live streaming is on at Junior Gold. I think a lot of people would love to watch. Probably a lot of folks still sleeping, but
pretty early out on the West Coast. But I think our numbers will keep on growing throughout the day. But let's try and showcase these fantastic bowlers here in Indianapolis and let everybody take a look at this great sport.
So we were talking about Andrew Koff. He's got the front 4 this game. He enters the day in 33rd place, and Andrew at plus 30 at 202 average. So that kind of it's one illustration as to how difficult the conditions have been this week. If Andrew Koff's only averaging 202, that's a pretty good sign that the patterns are pretty tough. The leader is John Boyd III of Cleveland. He's plus 209. So 213.93 average is what led after 15 games. And when you've got 1,048 of the best youth bowlers in the country, that's not a very high average. They've definitely been challenged here this week thus far.
Yeah, these are players that may be averaging the 230s in their leagues back home.
And the cut was the top 150 bowlers, and it was minus 151. That's a 189.93 average to make the first cut. And we cut after these 5 games, we will cut to the top 64 in the U20 boys division. And coming into today, That would be minus 51. So when you look at it, between 64th and 150th place is only a 100-pin difference. So everybody's still in the hunt to make it. You got 5 games. So anybody could still make a run at making this next cut, and had 48 bowlers who shot even or better for the 15 games in the under 20 division on the boys side. The U15 girls, Ashley Dunn, the only player who's plus. She's plus 35. She's from Palmdale, California. The cut to make it to today was minus 364, and they don't make a cut in this round. All of them advance. Here's Andrew looking for the front 5. Got it. See Andrew playing, not crossing too many boards here this morning, playing right in the middle of the pattern there. Almost 47 foot. Probably about where he should be playing. Obviously, because he's got 5 in a row. So we're just wrapping up the 5th frame here of game 1. It is going to be a long day of coverage here on Bowl TV today. 5 games here this morning, another 5 games at 1:30 Eastern time with the U20 girls and U15 boys. And then everybody will be back this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the final 5 games of qualifying to determine the match play field as Zach Hattori goes to strike. He has not doubled today, but is clean through 5 frames. If you want to find the standings, bowl.com/juniorgold is where you can find them. bowl.com/juniorgold. Here is Brianna. She is in our U15 girls division. She was the cut coming into today at minus 364. Justin leaves the 6 pin in the 6th. And Brianna, minus 364, 24th place. She has 10 games to make up 8 spots. Got to get up to 16th place, and she's not that far out, so any of the U15 girls could still make that next cut, because they don't have a cut this round.
If you're not familiar with some of the format changes in this year's Junior Gold, it's going to make for some really exciting live streaming tomorrow. When we start getting into the head-to-head match play. Of course, in previous years it's been round robin, but this year it's going to be elimination, and so that will undoubtedly make for some drama and guaranteed to have some pressure as this event winds down.
It's going to be kind of like a mini Masters or mini Queens. It's less bowlers in the bracket, only 16 in each division, but double elimination all the way through, and the matches are 2 games total pins, which is a little different than Junior Gold. Different than Masters or Queens, which are 3-game matches. And I think the reason for that is to get everything to fit into one day. And of course, Jason, a couple of Junior Team USA spots going to be given away today as we look at Andrew Koff with the front 5. Got that one a little right, still struck. The top 2 finishers after 25 games of qualifying in both the U20 boys and U20 girls are going to get automatic spots on Junior Team USA. So there will be some spots awarded on the Junior Team today. That'll be much later today, about 14 hours from now, probably.
That's exciting stuff. I mean, as much as the scholarship money is a great motivator and a big part of the event, being named to that team, it's quite a bit of prestige that goes along with it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody who bowls this tournament looking to win scholarship money. That's a bonus. The reason why these kids work all year and bowl this tournament is because they want to make Junior Team USA. And it's really hard to do. There's only 6 spots available for the boys and 6 for the girls at Junior Gold. So it's a tough road ahead to make it. And everybody wants to try to get those automatic spots so they don't have to have that nerve-wracking time of sitting around waiting to see if they get selected by the coaching staff.
It's tough. There are always so many good bowlers here to choose from that there's going to be some talent that might not make it.
There's always somebody or multiple people who deserve to make Junior Team USA that don't make it because there's only so many spots.
But always something to keep in mind, and if you're a top-level junior bowler and for whatever reason couldn't make it here, there is another opportunity, and that's Team USA Trials that comes around in January. That is a qualifying tournament not only for the primary adult Team USA, but also for junior teams. So, and many of the bowlers here will be out and be part of that event as well.
Yeah, and Team USA Trials are going to be at Sunset Station in Las Vegas first week in January 2013. I think they're working on getting the registration and all that stuff set up on the website. So it shouldn't be too long before you can register for that event. Check it out, see if it's on there now.
I don't believe it is, but it's but it should be in the next week or 2.
Yeah, I know they're working on it.
10th frame now for our under 15 girls featured pair.
Man, Brianna Clemmer with 210. Easily a high game.
Very nice score.
Yeah. Might be one of the highest games in the field on that side. And they're going to finish a lot faster than the U20 boys, just because the U15s tend to bowl faster in general. Just Andrew Koff finally misses, leaves the 6-pin. It's Paris pattern should fall right into Andrew Koff's wheelhouse. I think he'll bowl pretty well today and move up in the standings. He's got a lot of revs. Long patterns, usually pretty good for him. And in general, the Paris pattern tends to be a little higher scoring, so maybe a welcome relief for some of these bowlers after bowling on the 3 real tough patterns throughout the week. I was talking to Steve Lawson, who's doing our scoring before we got started here this morning, and he was going to try to update the standings on the website after each game if he can. He's going to do his best to do that. And those will be on bowl.com/juniorgold. That's where you'll be able to find that. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that everything goes according to plan.
So our U20 boys featured pair now wrapping up the 7th frame, headed over into the 8th. So a few more shots and the girls featured pair has wrapped up. So we'll keep an eye on what happens with the guys. Once again, thanks so much for joining us. You're watching live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships here at Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis on Bowl TV. I'm Jason Overstreet. Lucas Wiseman doing most of the talking today. We're glad to have you along with us. And we will be live here all day long, as well as having coverage tomorrow for the conclusion of this event. As always, you can find a full schedule of coverage on Bowl TV on the homepage of USBC's website, which is bowl.com. Link to bowl.com at the top of the YouTube channel page, along with also a couple of sites we hope you'll take the time to visit. You've got a moment. USBCSportsStore.com. A wide range of merchandise and apparel. USBC logoed, also some event-specific merchandise. I know a lot of the bowlers here took advantage of the very cool North Point Junior Gold dye sublimated jerseys from partners at High Five Gear. We'll be seeing some bowlers in that throughout the day. Also, feel free to visit mybowlingvacation.com. Great travel deals can be found there for flights, hotels, car rentals, but specifically hotels that are around events where bowling tournaments take place. Oftentimes deals are better than any other travel website around. So it's mybowlingvacation.com. Please take a look, and once again, if you're on our primary YouTube page, there's a tab at the top that's clickable. Just go there and check it out.
Jason, somebody asking in the chat what the other patterns that were used this week are, and the under 20s and the under 15s bowled on different patterns throughout the first 3 rounds of qualifying. And here at Woodland Bowl, the under 20 division bowled on the 40-foot Athens pattern. The under 15s bowled on the 41-foot Montreal. At Expo Bowl, the under 20s were on the 45-foot Mexico City, and the under 15s were on the 44-foot London. And the tough one for the under 20s was at Western Bowl, and that was the 33-foot Sydney pattern. The under 15s were on the 36-foot Los Angeles pattern. Today, 47-foot Paris is what everybody is taking on. Of course, you can find the patterns on the Junior Gold site, bowl.com/juniorgold. I did notice a few people taking advantage of our hashtag this morning, Jason, on Twitter. I just did a little search to see if anybody was using it. Matt Walsh just tweeted, woke up extra early to watch Junior Gold. So thanks, Matt, for tuning in. Daniel Perry, Joshua Hamrick, Butch Cooper all tweeting that they're watching the live streaming. And one tweet from about an hour ago was from our U15 girls leader, Ashley Dunn. She's tweeting from the settee about an hour ago. So it seems so early, getting ready for the 4th block of 5 games. Paris today, hope I can keep my lead. Well, nice to see the competitors also using the hashtag here.
Ashley at the far end right now will be moving towards us, but I'm sure we'll get to see her on our featured pair today.
Another competitor in the U20 division also tweeting this morning before we got started. Steve Greco said, not expecting any miracles today, just happy I made the cut. If I saw top 64, I get in, but I'm not going to stress over it. That's a good mindset. No need to stress out over anything. Zachariah just tweeted, woke up for Andrew Anderson. Andrew Anderson fan, he's bowling pretty well.
Yeah,
168 in the 7th and a double in the 8th and the 9th, so he maxed out at 258 this game. Andrew Koff can max out at 279 if he punches out here in the 9th and the 10th.
Quentin Burnett with a nice spare conversion just off to the right, some of you may have seen.
Another strike for Andrew. He's dialed in today. When you only go plus 30 for 15 games and you got a chance to shoot 279, that's a pretty big pickup. Haven't been very games of that caliber here this week thus far, although I think we'll see some higher games today. The Paris pattern a little softer than what they've been bowling on all week. And it probably feels like a house shot to most of them after bowling on the tough patterns the last 3 days.
Yeah, I've seen some of the players that have a better look than what it sounds like. I haven't seen it myself throughout the week, but it looks like they're a little more comfortable.
I think what we'll see today is the upper echelon players like Andrew Koff start to make their move. I just see AJ Chapman off to our right. He's a junior Team USA member. He's not real happy with himself, left a 10 pin, and he's going to be in the it's like low 200s the first game.
Well, we've got some great players out here. I mean, to have current, former Junior Team USA members, some collegiate stars. And of course, what's fun on the U15 side is to get a chance to look at who's going to be that next generation, that next group. And that is something that is a great benefit of the change to add the divisions for the U15 boys and girls. It's a chance for those players to really get some extra attention and start making some names for themselves. And we've got a new set of girls over here in the U15 division on our featured pair. Take a look at frame number 1, Caitlin Murphy. Taylor Bailey up in the left lane. Haley Boyle will be joining her on lane 29. Amanda Gavaret in the second spot over on 30, and Sarah Doyle.
And a Doyle and a Boyle.
Yep. So that's who we'll be keeping an eye on here for our feature pair and the U15 girls. In case you're just joining us, we've got the U15 girls and the U20 boys, this squad, and it'll be reversed for our next squad. We'll have the older division of girls and the younger boys.
That's at 1:30 Eastern time. Anderson left a 9-pin in the 10th frame, so he's going to shoot 237 with a strike on the fill. Justin Bowie will shoot 184 if he strikes on the fill ball. As we have
the 10th frame come through here, we'll look to recount all the score totals for how our U20 boys on the featured pair did this first game.
Joshua Hamrick says, was just mentioned on the USBC broadcast of Junior Gold Championships, winning. Thanks for watching. And John Jordan using our hashtag, wishing all the Pacific Northwest bowlers good luck. They'll be watching all day, so thanks for watching, John.
Yeah, keep using that Twitter hashtag and
follow USBC on Twitter.
Yep, hopefully
USBC.
Add some extra viewers, add some Twitter followers, and I'll let you know when we're doing events in the future too. We'll have a robust collegiate schedule again coming up in the fall. I know that a lot of you really enjoy being able to see the action of college bowling around the country, and major event in August.
Andrew Kopp just pulled the tar out of that one and still struck.
Yeah, that was, that was a fortunate break.
He's got some hold room. But that puts him in the 260s. One more, he's in the 270s, and what a start that would be for Koff. He likes the cameras, I think. He's kind of showing off a little bit for us this morning. Of course, Andrew does not bowl in college. He has taken a different road with his schooling as he strikes and decided to focus on his education at Duke, where he will be a junior this coming year. And so Andrew kind of surprised a lot of folks by not bowling collegiately because he's one of the top young stars in the game, but can't say that I blame him. Education is very important, and he's setting himself up for the future, and he's still able to bowl for Junior Team USA, and he bowls a fair number of other events throughout the year.
A lot of bowlers are fortunate enough to be able to find a university that matches up with the bowling program and their area of academic interest. But in Andrew's case, very much into math and science.
Yep.
And to have the opportunity to attend Duke, certainly no one could question his choice and taking advantage of that opportunity. And he still clearly stays in good shape and is competitive, taking advantage of events during the summer. And so that's...
His mom said that now that this is his last Junior Gold, Andrew's already talking about next summer and what he's going to do, and thinking about going over to Europe to bowl some of the European bowling tour events that are
going to be a big change. He's going to have to be looking at getting an internship and get a real job here sometime.
Yeah.
Although, who knows?
Well, he's already planning grad school, according to his mom, so he's going to be busy with school for the next few years, I think. Pair of 184s for Justin Bowie and Dustin Rose. Andrew Koff, of course, 279. Andrew Anderson, 237. Our first game wrapping up on the U20 side. Zach Katori can strike out for 207. He already got the first one in the 10th. And Cameron Bollinger can shoot 216. Majestic in the chat wants to know if I'll be out there in Vegas for PabCon. And yeah, Jason and I will both be there. I think Jason just booked your airline ticket, didn't you?
Looking for a better price on my flight.
Haven't pulled the trigger yet, have you?
I want to make sure that I'm a good steward of the USBC's travel budget.
Well, my flight's booked, so I'll be there for sure. And you can find our live streaming coverage schedule on bowl.com/livestream.
My strategy is always to wait until Lucas books first and then to book a different flight, so I don't have to deal with him on this.
You don't have to hear me snoring on the plane.
Lucas always gets the best seats, too, so.
I do. That's because I book early.
Yeah.
No coincidence there. That one's a little slow for Cameron. He's going to shoot 204 with the spare. So, yes, we will be at PabCon, and that'll be a great field of bowlers who are going to be competing in that event. Coming up in August, the kind of middle part of August. I think August, 19th, 20th is when we get started. And
nice looking shot there by
yeah.
Now it's Amanda. I don't know if it's Garavet or Garavet, but
yeah, who knows?
That's a nice shot in the third. She was looking for a double there. Ended up with the ringing 10. Amanda sporting a sharp-looking high-five geared jersey.
And at that PabCon tournament, a pretty good field for Team USA. Patrick Allen, John Janowitz, Steve Smith, Bill O'Neill, Tommy Jones, and Marshall Kent. Marshall Kent, one of our junior bowlers. He's bowling here this morning, somewhere in this 80-lane bowling center. And on the women's side, Liz Johnson, Stephanie Nation, Josie Ernest, Deandra Asbady, Shannon Plahowski, and Leanne Hulsenberg will be bowling.
If you're in the Vegas area, talk about a great event to come see. Definitely recommend visiting Sunset Station, really an all-star field. Certainly for the United States, but there'll be fantastic bowlers from all of the countries in the PabCon zone.
Well, I told you that the U15 girls were going to bowl faster than the guys, and so far that's true because they're in the fourth frame already of Game 2, and the U20 guys are still finishing Game 1. So they'll probably finish, I would guess, at least a game ahead of the U20s, maybe a game and a half. They also have less on a pair, it's worth noting, I guess. They have mostly fives, and there's only 24 of them versus 150 on the U20 guys' side.
Well, as we wait for our next group to come on the featured pair, we want to take a brief moment to thank our friends at the Yes Fund. The Yes Fund is a big supporting organization of youth bowling, and without them certainly wouldn't be able to do many of the things that take place here for our young bowlers. So let's step aside just a moment for a quick message from the Yes Fund.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: North Pointe, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, go to bowl.com/yesfund.
Again, thank you to the Yes Fund for the support here of this event. And of course, our primary sponsors here, the North Point Junior Gold Championships, North Point Insurance, really stepping up to enhance the scholarship offerings, and this event presented by Brunswick. Brunswick another wonderful advocate and supporter for youth bowling here at this event and just around the country. So thank you again to Brunswick and North Pointe, a couple of the primary supporting sponsors of the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships. As we wait for the next group of U20 boys to come in, remind everyone that if you're a youth bowler out there and you'd like to be part of this, Junior Gold memberships are now open to anyone. All you have to do is go to bowl.com. You can upgrade your membership, or easiest way to do it is through your league. Junior Gold programs can be found at most centers around the country. Of course, you qualify for this event by participating in a Junior Gold qualifier and advancing. We'd love to see this event continue to grow, looking at record participation here this year, and just a whole lot of fun coming here for families to this event. Competition itself, I mean, also clinics surrounding the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships, and just lots to do. Next year, the event will be in the Metro Detroit area, so a convenient location to drive to for many families in the middle part of the country. And you can find more details if you're not familiar with all the elements of the Junior Gold program on our website, bowl.com.
And the scores for the first game in the U15 girls are now posted on bowl.com/juniorgold.
See, we're getting started now with our boys featured pair.
And when you go to the website and you want to see the updated standings, you're going to be looking for the header that says Advancers Round after 20 games. And that's where the scores will be posted for each round here this morning.
Jared Joseph, the lefty on lane 31. Over on the right, that's Drew, and I don't know if his last name is pronounced Mush, M-U-S-C-H.
Sounds good to me.
Corey Barber will be up next on the right lane, along with James Watson. While on the left lane, Aaron Adams and Billy Goodman round out our bowlers here for our under 20 featured pair.
Looks like all the U20s are done with the first game, so hopefully it won't be too long before the standings get updated. I don't think it will be too terribly long. Got the U15 girls done within about 2 or 3 frames, I think. So.
Yeah, the U15 group is rolling right along. Haley Boyle is wrapping up as the final bowler in the 6th frame. There she takes care of that spare.
And they're rolling 5 games this morning. This is game 2. Aaron Adams clearly bowls for University of Wisconsin Whitewater, because that's what his jersey says. Well, he either bowls there or he will bowl there. I'm not sure. Oh, look at that. Almost
turning up a nice two-handed delivery.
I'll tell you what, Jason, I went through and I don't know if people saw the videos that I posted on our YouTube channel, just highlighting the boys and the girls field. I don't think we got too many two-handers on there, but on the boys' side, there were a lot of two-handed bowlers in the field. Many, many more than I've ever seen. It's just becoming more of a popular style. Nice split conversion on the
Nice
U15
shot
side.
there. Might have seen it on the corner of your screen.
Yeah,
very well done.
Caitlin Murphy with the split conversion. I think it was a 6-7-10. But yeah, a lot of two-handed bowlers out there. I didn't see any two-handed girls. Those are very, very hard to find, but they are out there. There are some. But lots and lots on the guys' side.
We've been talking about it for a couple of years, Lucas, that the two-handed phenomena might start to kind of grow as some of these younger bowlers progress on up the ladder. And, you know, this may be the year that we're starting to see a tipping point on that with, you know, greater percentage of two-handed players refining their game well enough to be here and
who
make
knows,
the move to that top level.
In 5 or 10 years, we may be doing this tournament, Jason, and half the field might be two-handed.
Yeah.
You never know. It's definitely very effective. And, you know, especially the more that bowlers like Belmo and Oscu make it onto TV.
Nice washout conversion.
And they get more exposure for the two-handed style, the more kids see it. Just kind of snowballs. Billy Goodman struggling with ball reaction there. Probably trying to play a little bit too far right on this long pattern. Yeah, it's not a hard and fast rule, Jason, but generally on a long pattern you want to play in and a short pattern you want to play out. That's kind of a good starting point. And, you know, it's always a good thing to remember when you're bowling on these sport patterns. And the other thing is, watch the players who are scoring well. Watch the elite players like an Andrew Koff, you know. Try to see where they're playing, especially if you can't get lined up because, of course, not everybody can throw the ball like Andrew Koff, but you can at least get in the right part of the lane like he is, because there's a pretty good chance that Andrew Koff is going to be in the right part of the lane 90 or 95% of the time.
Well, and I know the coaching staff will often emphasize, you know, when playing these difficult patterns, it's not necessarily just where you are at the arrows, which is what a lot of, you know, bowlers learn growing up as just sort of the basics of where to target. But so much on these patterns about angles and how you get to your break point. It's a little bit more of an advanced concept as, you know, young bowlers progress on up through their time. But
yeah, it's definitely a change from what you learn when you're young.
But that's what the coaches are looking for in their Junior Team USA members, is the ones that are able to make those adjustments as patterns change and play different parts of the lane and really craft their ball reaction.
Nice shot there from Aaron Adams. Yeah, Jason, I think you're right. I by no means am I a good bowler, but I stopped a long time ago worrying exactly precisely where my ball is at the arrows, because it's more important where it is at the break point than it is at the arrows, especially on these sport patterns. And it really doesn't matter on a house shot where it is at either spot. I proved that a couple of nights ago. I don't know if I told you, Jason, I won a no-tap sweeper last Saturday, run by Anne-Marie Dugan.
You didn't tell me, Lucas,
Yeah.
but I stalk you on Twitter,
Oh,
so I was aware.
Yeah, I shot 300, 265, 300. I had 35 out of 36 strikes. And here's the kicker. 26 of them were natural strikes.
Yeah.
26 out of 36. That's
almost
that's amazing for me.
You've wasted your best night of your career in a no-tap tournament.
Exactly.
It's kind of a shame.
I won $120 though. I was pretty happy. Just for a fun, no-tap sweeper run by Hall of Famer Anne-Marie Dugan. Had a good time up in Edmond, Oklahoma. I'd like to think that it might lend to my credibility as a bowling commentator, the fact that I bowled a no-tap sweeper and won it, but I don't think many people will lend much credence to that.
We'll add that to your Hall of Fame resume.
Yeah, exactly. No-tap champion. I beat like 80 people.
Well, not quite the prestige of the North Point Junior Gold Championships.
Not even close.
There'll be certainly some folks here players that will be watching them, will be putting their names into the record books for history. Winning this event, about as big as it gets.
I think it's pretty safe to say that in this field today we have some future Hall of Famers out there. I think Marshall Kent and Andrew Koff are well on their way to, if they stick with it, having great careers. But that's the thing. You never know with bowlers at this age whether they're going to stick with it or whether they're going to get involved with other things as they grow older.
It's tough in any sport. So much is dependent on your health, what else is going on in life, and to some degree, just whether the opportunities present themselves to be able to consistently be in competition. It's a big commitment as time goes on to be on Team USA or consider being on the tour. But certainly the talent level is there for some of these players to be a part of all of those things for a long time, and it's fun to be able to then say, I remember when, and can really, for Koff as an example, he really made a splash early as a young player. So I mean, he's still certainly not old by any means, but he's someone that's been talked about at this tournament for quite a while. I don't know if we'll get a chance to see Cameron Doyle come through, but another young bowler who's received some media attention early in his career.
Yeah, Cameron bowled in the U20 division instead of the U15.
So I don't know how far away he is if he'll make it to our featured pair today, but we may get to see him out throughout our coverage. So 10th frame now for our U15 girls. Great looking shot there from Taylor Bailey. That's her first shot in the 10th. She can strike out for 188.
Cameron Doyle, 24th place coming into today. Trying to find that.
Caitlin Murphy already in the books with a 169. Amanda Garavay with...
Oh, they're already finishing up over there, huh?
She can spare strike for 170.
Good shot, Taylor.
Great second shot in the 10th. This goes to show there really is some talent in the under 16, or U15 as it's called, division. And we're really looking forward to seeing that division and that segment of this tournament grow. So often would be the case that an older sibling would come to compete, and the younger really feeling like there was a great opportunity to compete. Well done finishing out the 10th there for Taylor Bailey, 188.
And I
now
think
with the U15, there's just you can come out and the young kids can have a chance to really roll it and feel comfortable and like they're bowling against kids, they're same place.
And then the U15 girls division.
Nice spare conversion. See, there's some good ability out there.
Yeah, and I think on the U20 division, you might put par at 200 for these kids, but in the U15 girls, I'd probably put par at about 180. So if you see anything above a 180 game, or if you shoot anything above 180, that's doing pretty good and probably picking up some pins on the field. That's something to keep in mind as we read off the scores. Ellie Boyle had 180. Sarah Doyle with 197. So 197 should pick up some ground on the players that are in front of her in the U15 girls division, as we're in the fourth frame of game 2 on the U20 boys side. I think if my calculations are correct, Jason, the U20 boys should be done about 11:30, and we'll have about a 2-hour break before the next squad starts at 1:30 Eastern time, which will be the U20 girls and U15 boys. Another question in the chat, what pattern is it today? It is the Paris pattern, 47 feet. Everybody bowling on the same pattern across the all 4 divisions. Shouldn't be long before we have the standings for the U20 boys after game 1. We're in the 4th frame of the 2nd game. Again, coming into the day, John Boyd III was leading the U20 boys. There's Corey Barber picking up the spare. Jordan Newham with the 10-pin there on our U15 girls. Kayla Crawford with the crossover strike. Justine Brookover. Michaela Mitchell. And Dakota Ficeni. What do you think, Jason? Can you see that one? Dakota. We got some stumpers over in the U15 girls division this morning.
I'm going with Ficini.
Ficini, there you go. Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds very Italian.
There she is.
Sporting a good-looking jersey.
We may not be able to get your name right, but we'll at least get you some airtime in exchange.
She's got that cool junior gold jersey you were talking about, I think, Jason.
That looks awesome. I like the color choice there, too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very fashionable. Who made those?
High Five Gear.
Oh, okay. I'd say it looked like a High Five type jersey.
Yeah, I love some of the styles of some of these bowlers out here.
The standings have been updated for the U20 boys after the first game today. And we have a new leader. Michael Coffey shoots 255, jumps into the top spot at plus 249. Justin Miller second at plus 206. John Boyd the third shoots 185, drops 2 spots to number 3 at plus 194. And Andrew Koff kind of figured that his 279 first game would move him up the standings a lot, and he is now in a tie for 12th place at plus 109, and that's a big move for Andrew. He was in 33rd place before that game, so he moves up 20 spots in one game. It's pretty impressive.
I wasn't paying attention during the jump, Lucas. Are they skipping a pair? Or is it
the U15 girls are just moving one pair, it looks like. They're not skipping. The guys, it's hard to say. They're probably skipping quite a few pairs. I don't see any of our players that we had the first game. So I think left moves left, right moves right, if I had to guess. I'm not sure how many. Because they're using lanes 31 through, I believe, 80, something like that. I think that they probably are trying to skip. They're only bowling 5 games, so they'll want to skip quite a few pairs to cover that range of 50 lanes. I gotta step out for a second. I'll be right back, Jason.
Well, as we've been mentioning, there were several noteworthy bowlers to keep an eye on here throughout this event. There's a quick look at one of them. That's Kyle Anderson. Kyle, USBC Star of Tomorrow. Outstanding freshman year as a collegiate bowler at St. Ambrose University. Saw him bowling anchor for them, making a nice run at the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships. Left hand to Anderson, you'll see, has one of the more unusual deliveries in the field. But while unusual, he is quite effective. Let's take a look. Not the best results on that shot, but
always showing Kyle Anderson, huh?
Always good to see what he's doing. Just giving a little background on Kyle, all that he did his freshman year in college, and
St. Ambrose, right?
St. Ambrose. Don't know if he'll be rotating here onto our feature pair or not, but
no,
I know that
so.
there are a lot of folks out there that know Kyle, well-liked young man around the collegiate circuit, and he's got certainly some more time to do good things in college.
I believe they're skipping 10 pairs, so the folks or 10 lanes. I think that's what people in the chat are saying.
Makes it hard to know who's coming next.
Yeah, it's impossible. There were some pretty big scores the first game, as you would kind of expect on this pattern. If you look at the standings on Bull.com, I'm seeing a lot of 250s, 240s, 270s, out there in that first game. So a lot of people making a big move in the first game. And again, the goal in the U20 division is to stay in the top 64, because 64th is where our cut is going to be. And right now, 64th is minus 39, and if I'm not mistaken, it started the day at minus 51, so that shows you that the scores are going up a little bit.
Justine Brookover just crushed a nice pocket shot there.
Oh, yeah.
She's got the front three over here on our girls featured pair, so we'll be taking a look at her. Justine show the guys a thing or two.
Well, we said at the start of the day that in the U20 division that pretty much all 150 players had a chance to make the next cut to the top 64. Well, that's changed a little bit now. You've got a few players who struggled in the first game, and so now, as is always the case, you start to look at the standings, and there are people who really don't have much of a chance to make it anymore unless they bowl outrageously well, and that's a product of the scoring pace. And it looks like we might have a foul. He's going to claim that he didn't foul, but I don't know that that's going to help him much. It's Corey Barber with the foul. I think he's going to accept it. It's hard to dispute a foul when nobody else is having any problems with that.
It's tough. I see him on the approach. He's a tall guy who uses every inch of it, and that's
sometimes dangerous.
Yeah, sometimes it can be tough.
The bad thing is he came on a spare. It's disappointing. Dakota with the spare.
Well, once again, you're watching live coverage of the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships here at Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis. Jason Overstreet and Lucas Wiseman, glad to have you with us on Bowl TV. We'll be on the air all day and tomorrow as well, as we look to crown the champion, see who takes home what share of the $250,000 in scholarship money that will be awarded here at this tournament. Not to mention spots on Junior Team USA.
Cody Jones just tweeted, just joined Twitter so that I can follow Lucas Wiseman and keep up with his amazing broadcast. Hashtag Junior Gold is awesome.
Wow. Well, that just goes to show that sucking up to Lucas on Twitter will get you mentioned every time.
That's right. I think people have learned that. You can follow USBC on Twitter at USBC. If you're so inclined, you can follow me at Lucas_Wiseman. Don't bother following Jason. He doesn't really tweet anything interesting.
No,
he just stalks.
I gotta at least upload a picture. It's getting to be.
I'm getting
to be a little bit embarrassed. Yeah, I think I have 8 followers.
We could probably change that in a hurry if you wanted to, but
yeah,
I don't know if we want to. You're a very private person.
I mean, it's just that I tend to let you take care of, along with USBC account, take care of the bowling-related tweets. And
you tweet more about Northwestern football.
I do. I tweet about Northwestern athletics, which is probably of limited interest to our current audience.
And has limited interest to anybody.
Hey, now.
Another question in the chat: are the U15 boys bowling on Paris? Also, I believe everybody's bowling on Paris the entire day. So we're in the 7th frame of game 2.
A really nice shot there from Aaron Adams.
That's where we're at on the U20 boys. On the U15 girls, it's the 5th frame of game 3.
Good carry there for Kayla Crawford.
Again, the U15 girls have less on a pair, so they are going to go faster here this morning. Same thing probably will happen later. Oh, Cameron Weir says sucking up to Lucas does not work. Sorry, Cameron. Yes, Cameron is watching his homies and some recruits for Robert Morris this morning. I'll give you a mention. Pete, hoping everyone at Junior Gold goes 500 under today. So that's very kind of you, hoping that everybody bowls poorly.
That's not very nice.
I'm guessing that he must know somebody who needs to make a big move today. Either that or he's bitter that he bowled poorly this week. I don't know.
Well.
But that's usually not a good mindset to have. Usually the better mindset is to bowl better yourself.
Yes, I don't think that Dr. Dean, our sports psychologist that we use with Team USA, does not recommend the mindset of hoping everybody else fails your way in so you can get the gold medal.
Yeah. And for those of you who are back at your hotel rooms and bowled this week and didn't make the cut, well, just keep working at it. It's a challenging tournament. It's a hard cut to make, and hopefully you'll have a chance to redeem yourself next year. And if you can't wait that long, you should bowl the Team USA trials first week in January in Las Vegas.
No, we
There's,
often
spots for Junior Team USA available there as well.
We often see some really good bowlers that just don't quite have the best week or aren't matching up at the centers and come back the next year and have a great showing. So
some folks asking if the U20 boys scores are up. They are. You need to press refresh when you open that PDF. If it says scores will be posted July 19th, you need to press refresh, and that'll get you the most current update. And they are up there, I know for sure because I looked myself.
again, can't thank enough our sponsors here, the North Point Junior Gold Championships, North Point Insurance, of course, longtime supporters of youth tournaments, the North Point High School Singles Championship, which has now merged to become part of this larger event, the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Also, a big thank you to Brunswick, the presenting sponsor. Some other sponsors we want to recognize. You may see their logos on the masking unit above our featured pair there. Dexter and Bowling This Month magazine. Also, of course, all of the brands involved in the Yes Fund. This group that you see here, these are the future leaders of our sport, and I'm very thankful to have outstanding sponsors that understand that and make this the premier youth bowling event in the country, if not in the world.
Question in our chat from Casey in Hawaii. Hey Lucas, I would like to know your thoughts on this year's change in format and why the overall scores this year seem to be at a lower pace. Much mahalo. Mahalo for the question. And I think the scores were lower because the patterns were tough. And you've got one pattern that was playable, but very, very, very difficult. And that was the short pattern, the Sydney pattern. And, you know, when a third of your score comes from one pattern, if that's a very low scoring pattern, it'll keep it down. I think that Expo was probably the most playable, the highest scoring. Haven't looked at any stats on that, so I'm not 100% sure. But they were very playable here at Woodland as well. But it's a test of versatility. It's a test of skill, and it's not a bad thing. And I think that a majority of the players in the field love the fact that the scoring pace is lower. As for the format change, I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. It's great for live streaming for sure, and it kind of matches up this event with some of the other USBC events like the Masters and the Queens. Those are two of our major championship events.
I'll tell you another part of the format change that I think is important to talk about, Lucas, and that's that when you look at international competition and how Team USA performs, there are a lot of other really good national teams out there, and frequently Team USA, to tell you the truth, struggles to come out on top when you talk about total pinfall long-form events. But when it gets into head-to-head competition and the medal rounds, Team USA really steps up and tends to outperform. And I think a big part of that is that here in the United States we have so many events where there is match play, high-pressure single game or a couple of game competitions, whether it be in the collegiate level or PBA style of events, and now what we've incorporated here at North Point Junior Gold, that our players in the United States become accustomed to that pressure, and they perform very well in those circumstances. And we saw that happen with our junior team at the World Championships recently. They just snuck into the medal round, but then when the United States got there, Junior Team USA was accustomed to being in that pressure situation where one game determines that winner will go home, and the United States took home both the golds. And so I think that's something to keep in mind, that as this event is, certainly a national championship in and of itself, it's also very important in the development of our Team USA players over the long haul.
Mike Larson watching from the Survivor Tournament at Western Bowl. Morning, Mike. We are getting ready for the 10th frame in our U20 boys. And we are in the 8th frame of Game 3 on the U15. I keep wanting to say U16, U15 girls.
That's U15 as it's sort of under,
yeah.
It's 15 and under is kind of what U15 stands for. A little confusing, but standard jargon for youth sports. Most folks know that. Seeing Mike in the chat over at the Survivor Tournament's a good point to bring up, that when you make the trip out here to North Point Junior Gold, even if you don't make the cut, there is the Survivor Tournament, more things to continue bowling, other opportunities. It's really a lot to take in and a lot to enjoy, which, it's not inexpensive to take the family to someplace out of town for a week during the summer. So all the event staff here certainly does quite a bit to make it so that there are plenty of things to do, whether it works out that kids are able to stick around in the tournament through all of the cuts or not. It's an experience, and that's one that we certainly hope is an enjoyable one for the thousands that come for this event.
The standings are updated on bowl.com for the U15 girls after the second game today. Ashley Dunn still in the lead. She's the only player, plus she's plus 27 overall and has a 137 pin lead on second place. So you can find those results on bowl.com/juniorgold, and you can refresh if you don't see that second game listed.
And Mike reports that there are still openings in the Survivor Tournament for the 530
Can I get
squad.
In? Am I eligible?
You're
Is it no tap?
A little bit old.
It's not no tap?
Yeah, when they have the U35 division, we'll roll it out for you.
And I think the lane conditions in the Survivor Tournament are a little softer than what they bowled on this week. That'll help repair some of those egos to the players who got beat up this week. .171 for Drew. How did we decide to say that? Mush. 171 for Drew. Jared Joseph, 203. As this second game is coming to a close. Gave Pete on Twitter a hard time about wishing that everybody would go 500 under today. And he says, okay, I'll take it back. I don't want everyone to go 500 under. Just my boy Greg Reed. He's joking him. Says he's too old to bowl anymore. I think there were quite a few people who did go 500 under through the tournament this week. But, hard to go 500 under in 5 games. You have to be really struggling to go 500 under for 5 games.
Mike in the chat brings up an important point too. If you're in the area, that any USBC youth member is eligible for Survivor. You don't have to be a Junior Gold participant. There are folks also that are in town for the Youth Open. And that's an event that is held in conjunction with North Point Junior Gold. The Youth Open does not require qualifying. Just requires being able to put a team together and come on out. It's a really fun event. Gives a great taste of team bowling for youth bowlers. As we see Aaron Adams, as we mentioned earlier, is part of the Wisconsin Whitewater program, and many of the older players here that are in collegiate bowling got their first taste of team competition in the Youth Open. So while it can take some time, there are many of the players that will bowl in both the Youth Open and in Junior Gold when they make the trip to the summer host city.
.195 for Adams. I think you mentioned that. Corey Barber, 160. James Watson, 165 with a strike here on the fill. Off to the far right side of your screen. Billy Goodman, his max is 204. Ninth frame on our U15 girls pair. They are finishing up the third game. They're going to finish way ahead of the guys because they have less on a pair. They bowl faster. And everybody comes back. There's no cut this round in the U15 girls. All 24 are back tonight. On the U20 boys side, they go from 150 to 64 after this 5-game block. And just to recap our schedule for the rest of the day, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, scheduled start for the U20 girls and the U15 boys. And then 7 p.m. is our scheduled start time for all 4 divisions for the final round of qualifying to determine the match play field. And if you've noticed our hashtag on the top right side of the screen, Junior Gold is the hashtag to use on Twitter. Make sure you follow USBC at USBC. And standings and information on the tournament available at bowl.com/juniorgold. 203 for Goodman. Watson 165 as they finish up the second game on 31 and 32. A nice washout conversion there for Kayla Crawford in the 10th frame. She's got a great game going here. She can shoot 234, which would easily be the highest we've seen on our U15 girls pairs. I see a 221 for Kelly Jo Huddleston off to our left. So a couple of big games being popped. And we had a fourth 300 game yesterday, Ryan Novak of Burnsville, Minnesota, shot 300 yesterday at Expo Bowl. All 4 300s this year came at Expo Bowl. I would say it's not out of the question for us to see a 300 here today on Paris. But so far, 4 300s in the tournament. The most recent one being Novak yesterday. I think it was last evening. Just getting that note handed to me. Looks like the guys are moving in, ready to get going with game number 3. Jordan Newham with 192. Justine Brookover can shoot 193 if she strikes on her final shot.
So we take just a look down at the other end of the concourse. Some of the U20 boys, maybe a face or two you might recognize out there. I know that everybody hopes that someone they know comes onto the featured pair. And hopefully throughout our coverage we'll get a chance to look at most of the players at some point in time.
TJ just tweeted at me, wants to know what time the U20 girls will start Korean time. I guess he's over in Korea. And I think it's about, if my fuzzy math and my brain is working right this morning, it should be about 2:30 in the morning in Korea is when that should start. I think it's 13 hours added on to the Eastern time here. So we're starting at 1:30 Eastern time. So I think that's 2:30 a.m.
They have great apps to take care of that for you.
Yeah. It's 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, so you can do the math to figure out exactly when it is.
As we get started now for our boys featured pair, Jake Rollins with a strike to start things off. This is Freddie Ringrose on the left lane.
And Nathan Ricks also going to be on this pair. He's a good young bowler from Florida. .193 for Dakota Frashini. Kayla Mitchell with 160. Here's Nathan Ricks. Those are good. Also Chandler Stevens, Chris Canterbury, Riley Smith on this U20 boys pair for game 3. And Brady Collop tweeted at me, wants to know if they re-oil between this squad and the 130, and between the 130 and the 7. Yes, they will re-oil before each squad today, but the same pattern will be used. It'll be Paris. Jason having a little fun over there with the computer.
My apology. I was trying to get the Yes Fund commercial ready, and instead it popped on the screen. How do we find good help around here?
That's okay. I see, CNN mess up all the time, so it happens. First frame just wrapping up here of game 3 on the U20 boys side. Again, they bowl 5 games here this morning. And the U15 girls getting ready to start game number 4. So they're moving right along. watching our live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick here on Bowl TV. Lucas Wiseman, Jason Overstreet with you. Jason trying to figure out his
I think we've got our
break over there.
We want to, just as we get started in this next game, take a quick break to recognize our Yes Fun partners. And Lucas, I think that as we do that throughout the day, we should have some fun with different transitions, just because it's kind
roller coaster.
We'll save that for later.
Oh, okay.
So for those that are watching, at least, you'll see the Yes Fund ad a few times, but hopefully you'll appreciate the messages from the sponsors and all those brands there. But we'll try and spice it up with some different transitions along the way as well.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: North Point, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, go to bowl.com/yesfund.
Once again, thank you to our Yes Fund partners for their outstanding commitment to this event. Back now with the live action. Chandler Stevens striking the second frame. And we've got some new competitors over the under-15 girls side. Hannah Munson covering the spare. Rebecca Browerman up there on the left-hand side. Looks like Amanda Duplin, Kelly Joel Huddleston, and Haley Cummings rounding out our bowlers there. Don't know if Lucas had a chance to introduce them before, but that's who we'll be seeing on our girls featured pair. If you are just joining us, you're watching Bowl TV's live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships from Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis. I'm Jason Overstreet. You'll be hearing Lucas Wiseman with me here throughout our 2 days of coverage as we look to see who will take home what share of $250,000 in scholarships. If you're not familiar with youth bowling for some reason, youth bowling, one of the few sports out there where kids have the opportunity to help send themselves to college through their individual competition. Those kids that earn scholarships here today will have that scholarship money deposited in the Smart Fund. So the Smart Fund then holds the money and the kids can use it to take care of tuition and higher education expenses when they need it. Preserves their eligibility for all collegiate sports, as well as any Olympic sports. Completely maintains amateur status. Really a fantastic and unique benefit of youth bowling. We've seen some youth bowlers over time pay for their education in large part through scholarship tournaments. So it's really a great thing, but critical if you bowl, however, that you make sure that youth tournaments are USBC certified and the money is in Smart. If you're to be involved with scholarship money that does not go through the Smart Fund, you can risk having problems with your amateur eligibility. But of course, there's no worry here. And we really look forward to seeing how all of these kids do, and I know that they look forward to seeing what kind of assistance they're going to be getting in terms of scholarship funds. New divisions in the event here this year as well, with separation by ages, as we have what we call the U15 division, which is actually 15 and under. Right now, the U15 girls are bowling along with the U20 boys. And we'll reverse that for our next squad of the day, where we'll have the older division of girls and the younger division of boys. Also this year's event featuring head-to-head match play format competition to crown the eventual champion. So that is going to be some drama and pressure-filled live streaming that we're looking forward to bringing you tomorrow. So please be sure that you stay with us on Bowl TV. If you're not yet a subscriber to Bowl TV, please go ahead and do so. You can see the subscribe button on the player that you're looking at right now. Subscribing to Bowl TV will make sure that if you opt in to get an email, you'll find out when there's a new Bowl TV video going. So you would have known, for example, when Lucas's highlights of the various styles of the competitors was ready for viewing. You can get a quick alert. There's lots of terrific instructional and highlight event videos that go onto Bowl TV throughout the year. So definitely recommend you subscribe. More than 6,000 people already have, and we look forward to seeing that number grow. Plenty of other ways to find out what's going on in terms of Bowl TV and other USBC happenings. The most popular way to find out is to like us on Facebook. More than 100,000 people right now.
I think it's over 107,000 now.
107,000 people
pretty good.
like USBC on Facebook because we have fun with it. Lucas does most of the management of that. I help him out from time to time, but we give you things you're interested in and not a bunch of junk that you don't. And it's just fun. So check us out. You can find a button that links to that from our Bowl TV channel page, or you can search for us on Facebook.
One thing to note is don't just like our page and then never interact with it again. The way Facebook works, you need to interact with our page so you keep seeing our posts. So when you go like our page, make sure you like one of our statuses or share it or comment or
say hi,
be
Lucas.
engaging. Yeah. Yep. Say hi to us or let us know you're watching. And that way you'll see all of our posts.
And we'll do a lot of stuff too that's, easy to like, for example, cheering on Team USA or sending congrats out to bowlers who win events, things like that. And so just doing that from time to time or sharing a video that you like will help make sure that we stay in your news feed. Also always worth reminding everyone that this live coverage on Bowl TV brought to you by the United States Bowling Congress is only made possible because of USBC membership. So thank you to all of our USBC members for supporting the sport, for making Bowl TV possible, and their support of junior bowling. Make sure, as the bowling season starts, everybody's going to be heading back to fall leagues before we know it. Insist that your league is USBC certified. Without USBC certification, all the testing and specifications for the sport wouldn't happen, and there would be no Bowl TV without USBC membership. So we thank you for your support, and again, insist on your USBC league being USBC certified.
Well, we got 335 viewers right now, Jason. That's not too bad for this early in the morning, I guess. Hopefully we can build that throughout the day as we go along. And coverage of this squad will continue until they're done, and then we'll have a break for about, I would guess, about 2 hours. 1:30 Eastern is the scheduled start time for the U20 girls and the U15 boys. Everybody, or I should say all four divisions, come back at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And we have live coverage of each one of the squads today.
As we've done different Bowl TV events, found that typically some of the most popular are World Championships, international events, but the USBC Queens and Intercollegiate Team Championships have been some of the most popular. But I have a feeling that we might break some records with this one, with all the younger bowlers out there that are on social media and sharing on Facebook and Twitter, and the way that the format of this event is going to be with head-to-head match play. I'm I'm thinking we're going to have some good attention, some good numbers, and certainly encourage everybody to make sure you let your friends know of the coverage that Bowl TV is going to have the next couple of days.
Don't forget to use the hashtag on Twitter. Hashtag is Junior Gold. You see it on the top right of your screen. A couple of folks tweeting. Jennifer says she saw Nate strike. I have a feeling that would be Nathan Rick's girlfriend. Amanda Fry is pumped up for the semifinals. She's going to be bowling a little bit later on today. So Amanda getting geared up for the 4th round of qualifying. Riley Smith leaves the 4-8 here in the 5th frame. And we're in the 3rd game right now. On our U20 boys, we're halfway through the block. We're bowling pretty quick this morning. I think we're going to have a pretty extended break between squads, but don't worry, we'll be back at 1:30 after they get finished. Give Jason and I a chance to take a lunch break. And we don't normally get to do at events like this. Haley Cummings with the front 5 on our U15 girls side. There's Jake Rollins. Has the front 6 on the boys' side. Still waiting on that update after the second game today on the U20 boys' side. Hopefully it'll be coming in soon. If you're not a follower of USBC on Twitter, be sure to follow us at USBC. You can also follow me on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman, at Lucas_Wiseman, and use that hashtag JuniorGold when you're tweeting about the event. Nathan Ricks looking for a double 6th frame. And pulls that one, leaves the 3-pin. If you want to know our complete live stream schedule, you can go to bowl.com/livestream. The coverage of Junior Gold will happen tomorrow as well. 8 a.m. Eastern Time is when we'll get started with match play. And there could be as many as 9 rounds of match play tomorrow. Guaranteed to have 8. Then that 9th round is an if necessary. So if the bowler who makes it through undefeated in the bracket wins that round 8 match, then they win the tournament. But with 4 divisions, chances are we'll have that round 9 if necessary round in at least one of the divisions. And of course, each night I write a recap for bowl.com on the event, so you can always check those out. Nice shot there by Rebecca Browerman. Some good scores brewing on the U15 girls side. Paul Michael just tweeted at me, listening to Lucas Wiseman all morning at work. I'm sure your employer appreciates that. We appreciate it, of course. Watching live streaming of bowling is much more fun than doing work, so I don't blame you. Here's Hannah Munson, 7th frame. This is our U15 girls. keep an eye on Haley Cummings on that pair with the front 6. Haven't seen that many strikes on the U15 girls side, so that's worth noting. And up right now, Jake Rollins on lane 32 with the front 6 on our U20 boys. Let's see if he can keep it going. Oh, 4-pin ends the run. Looks disappointed. Here's Haley Cummings with the front 6. Oh, it's a good shot. Leaves the 10-pin. And ends her run. So both of our strings ended. How about that for a Wiseman jinx? I tell you, Jason, I was in the bowling center yesterday walking through. I start on lane 1 and I go through lane 80 taking various clips for the highlight video that we have on bowl.com. And at one point, everybody in front of me that I recorded through a split, and I'm not kidding you, I literally got booed out of the bowling area by the parents. They were heckling me. Get out of here, Lucas. You're causing our kids to not strike.
Very similar to what happens when Lucas arrives at the office at USBC.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody else starts to boo and says leave.
But it's not my fault. I don't throw the ball, you know? I don't... People get, I don't know if they get nervous when I come around with a camera. All I'm using is a little camcorder, so it's not like it's the big Matt Lawson, you know, giant Bowl TV camera. Matt Lawson coming here this week, by the way?
He will be here.
Oh, okay. So can look for a Matt Lawson video tomorrow, I guess. Recapping Junior Gold. Nobody ever boos Matt Lawson.
Oh, almost a nice split conversion there. Good run.
So it's the 7th frame wrapping up on our U20 boys in game 3. The 8th frame on the U15 girls of game number 4. Trying to keep track of this the best I can. It gets hard when we've got 2 pairs and they start getting out of sync a little bit. Hear a lot of parents cheering down on the low end here. I think one of the girls in the U15 division picked up a split. Always exciting to see.
Lucas got a question about buying spots in Junior Gold. I had mentioned earlier you can buy Junior Gold membership.
Ah, that's what
Junior
it is.
Gold membership is something that is available to anyone. There are no longer average restrictions. However, making it here to the North Point Junior Gold Championships requires earning your way here in a qualifier.
Tracy Eisner using our Junior Gold hashtag says, "Go Haley Cummings." So Haley was the one with the front 6 just a moment ago.
Haley's been
lighting it up this game.
Been doing great. Cameras not bothering her, that's for sure.
Yeah. She left the bucket here, though, in the 8th. But still a good game going for her. She's going to be well over 200.
That's a nice conversion there. You've got a string going. Got to keep making your spares and take advantage of it.
That bucket can be tricky on a sport pattern.
It can be really tricky.
It's a hard one to make. Matt Canizzaro's favorite spare.
Oh, Matt Cannizzaro, our colleague who works at the Open Championships. If you watch Bowl TV broadcasts from Baton Rouge throughout the season, you're familiar with his name. And Matt soon will be getting some well-deserved time off as that event has ended. But we're just starting a registration push for next year's Open Championship. Will be at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno. The Women's Championship will be at the Convention Center in Reno as well. So you can check out registration for that on bowl.com. Love to see some of our younger bowlers put together some teams and be part of that fantastic Open and Women's Championship experience.
Off to our right, Joey Copera with the front 8, just left a 10-pin to end his run. So here's some cheering. That's what they were cheering for. You don't too often see somebody start with the front 8 in this tournament.
We'll give a quick look over.
There he is. He was disappointed too. He was hoping for it to carry, and he didn't quite get it. He's still bowling a big game though. Well,
and then
a little lack in focus there after having the thrill of having the front 8.
Sorry if we gave you the Bowl TV jinx there on the spare conversion, Joey, but a great run.
They're finishing up the 9th frame on that U15 girls pair. Got just one more game to go after this one. They've still got a little more than 2 games to go on the boys' side. Split leave there for Rebecca Browerman in the 10th. Oh, look at the 10 get kicked out for
Amanda Duplin.
Yeah,
yep.
It's nice. Got a chance. Nope, didn't quite get it far enough left. 171 for Rebecca. Packy wants to know if we can look at more than these pairs or no. Unfortunately, these are the featured pairs. That's all we got. There's 80 lanes in this bowling center, so we can't quite cover that much more ground. So we pick a couple of pairs in front of us here, and we have it set up so we're right between the split between the under 15 girls and under 20 boys. It'll be the same for this afternoon, so that we can see a little bit of action from both divisions, since we know folks want to see both groups bowl. .178 for Amanda. Chris Canterbury apparently is on Twitter because somebody used the hashtag and mentioned him. Willie Wayne tweeting, waiting for Justin Bowie to show up on Bowl TV. Sorry, Willie. You missed him. He was already on.
Gotta get up earlier.
Yeah, he was on first game this morning. Looks like we have an update to the standings on bowl.com. After 2 games in the under 20 boys division, last scores are through the roof this morning, Jason. Michael Coffey, after shooting 255, shoots 254 the second game. Matt Farber shoots 256, 279. Greg Young, 258, 246. Some pretty big scores. A lot of folks over 500, quite a few folks over 500 for 2. And plus 303 is now leading Michael Coffey. Matt Farber at plus 235, Greg Young plus 226, Justin Miller plus 201, A.J. Johnson at plus 191. The all-important cut number, 64th place, there's a tie. Blake Noddle, Justin Brown at minus 45. So that actually has gone down a little bit, which is a little surprising, but that's what it sits at right now, cut at minus 45. 3 games left to go according to the standings. They're wrapping up the 3rd game right now. 137 for Kelly Jo Huddleston. They have wrapped up on the under 15 girls pair. They've got 1 game to go.
Frame now on our boys featured pair, so we'll let you know the scores as they wrap up.
And Jake Rollins can have a big game.
He is.
257 if he strikes on the fill. Scores seem to be much higher today than they were the previous 3 days.
Oh, well done there for Jake. He likes the featured pair.
Sign him up to bowl here every game.
Yeah. Taking advantage of the TV time with a 257.
Looks like they're about ready to start the final game on the U15 girls side. Good thing about them only using 5 pairs on the U15 side is that we see every bowler in the U15 division. So everybody will bowl 1 game on 29 and 30. Unfortunately, that's not the case in the under 20 division. There's just too many of them. 150 bowlers in the field. 195 for Freddie Ringrose. Nathan Ricks can strike out for 186. Chris Canterbury's max score 171. They are getting started on the girls' side, and among the bowlers that we have over there, Ashley Dunn, who's the leader. Also, Janine Turpey, Kelly Skalaki, Cole McHalian, and Taylor Russell. I'm about 99.9% sure that I said some of those names wrong, so I apologize to those of you who know how to say their names properly. .175 for Nathan Ricks, 170 for Chris Canterbury. Riley Smith, who's up now on the right lane, can strike out for 237. Chandler Stevens' max score is 187. Another strike for Riley Smith. Question coming in on Twitter from Matt Walsh. Does everyone bowl on Paris today? Yes, they do. Both divisions bowling on the same pattern all day. Riley Smith got another one off camera. That puts him in the 230s. Wrapping up the 3rd game. Alex Gardner with a tweet at me wants to know if Matt Farber is going to hit the featured pairs this block. I don't know. We don't know who's going to make it over here. Keep your fingers crossed that he makes it. There's only 2 games to go, so we'll see. But only a small percentage of the field is going to make it on the featured pairs. I think 30 out of the 150 bowlers will make it to our pair, which is a pretty good percentage. But unfortunately, there's just too many bowlers to get everybody on the featured pairs. This is the last game in the U15 girls division. See if we can get an update on them. With 3 games in the books this morning, Ashley Dunn still in the lead. But Ashley shot 142 in her 4th game today, so that will narrow the gap. Now she'll go from being the only player plus to nobody being plus for the tournament now. And again, no cut made today, or this morning I should say, in the under 15 girls division. Everybody advancing to tonight. So not too much drama going on the under 15 girls side. Kelly Skalaki, who's also on this featured pair, she is in 2nd place. And actually Nicole McCallion is in 3rd. So we've got the top 3 bowlers in the U15 girls division on our featured pair. Unfortunately, none of the 3 are bowling at this current moment. It's Taylor Russell and Janine Turpey up as we wait for new bowlers to come to the featured pairs on our U20 side. They've got 2 games to go. There's Ashley Dunn. She is the leader on the U15 girls side. She was plus 27 going into the 4th game today, but like I said, I'm pretty sure she shot 142. And it looks like she fouled. Got a strike, but doesn't count. Second foul we've seen today.
Wiseman jinx.
I guess. She's not real happy either. Maybe the pressure of the live streaming is getting to her. Yeah, she won't get a mark in that frame. Bad thing is that it came on a spare too, so disappointing frame there for Ashley Dunn. Scores are posted on bowl.com/juniorgold. Updated after each game. bowl.com/juniorgold. And we're in our last game here. And the reason why we have to wait a little bit between games on the U20 boys side is because I think they're making the turn from lanes 79 and 80 all the way down to 31 and 32. And as we see here, it's a very crowded bowling center. It can take some time to make that move all the way down 50 lanes. So it takes a little bit of time. And there's still some guys finishing up the 3rd game. So
Quick look down at the high end of the center.
yeah. You can see some folks still bowling, and I think most of them are still bowling, finishing up the 3rd game, so that's probably why the delay. They were going pretty speedy. I think they'll still finish around 11:30, maybe a little bit after that, which still means about a 2-hour break between squads. They got to re-oil 80 lanes. That takes a little bit of time.
For those of you that are just joining us, you're watching live coverage of the North Point Junior Gold Championships on Bowl TV. I'm Jason Overstreet. Lucas Wiseman doing most of the talking. Appreciate everybody being part of our coverage here from Indianapolis. This early morning squad, we are taking a look at the U15 girls and the U20 boys, and we'll have that reverse here in our next squad of the day when we'll see the older girls and the younger boys. An exciting new feature of the North Point Junior Gold Championships this year that we have these age divisions. It really has been very popular, have more bowlers in the under 16 age group than have previously been at this tournament, and we look forward to seeing that trend continue as hopefully everybody's getting the chance to see with their very own eyes the kind of enjoyable competition that has now been created for those younger teens here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships, and some nice scholarship money available as well. So as you're thinking about your season for yourself, if you're in that age group, or younger siblings or children, please do get involved in the Junior Gold program. We would love to see everybody who's a part of the sport of bowling be able to come and experience here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships, no matter your age or gender. And if perhaps you want to kind of see what it's all about, but aren't ready for Junior Gold Championships yet, there is the USBC Youth Open Championships that takes place alongside this event as well. And as the name suggests, Open is available to any USBC member. Just put together a team and come on out and give it a roll. We'll be taking this event to the Metro Detroit area next year. Easy drive for the summer. If you live down south, come on up north. Experience a little bit cooler weather. Hopefully. Although I guess the upper Midwest hasn't exactly proven to be cool this summer.
It's been hot here this week in Indianapolis.
But usually that'll be the case. So,
well, the guys are started with the fourth game. We've got Jorge Rodriguez, Eric Sachs, Andrew Klingler, Tyler Young, and Justin Washka.
Always got at least one name that
never fails.
Makes it interesting.
Someone in the chat wants to know why the boys' standings are not being updated. I promise you they are being updated after each game. Make sure you press refresh. If that doesn't work, then clear your cache on your internet browser.
Yeah, those of you that are checking standings regularly, learn to like the refresh button. That's frequently kind of trips folks up. They end up getting an older version. Nice looking shot there by Jorge Rodriguez.
Yeah, recovering after the foul on his first attempt.
That's the second foul we've seen on that lane.
Yeah, third foul of the day between the two pairs. And again, we are in Game 4 on the U20 boys side. Game 5 wrapping up about halfway through on the U15 girls. Coming up at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the U20 girls and U15 boys will be on the lanes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern Time this evening will determine our match play field. All 4 divisions will be on the lanes at 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. We will be here with you live for all the action. Standings should be updated in just a few minutes. A lot of the under 20 boys were still finishing Game 3. I think everybody's now done. I see 2 pairs down there within my sight that just finished. So it'll be a few minutes before we have the updated standings. And you can find those on bowl.com/juniorgold along with all other information on this event. And don't forget to use the hashtag #JuniorGold if you're tweeting about the event. We have a conversation on Twitter that helps to raise awareness about the event.
Yeah, we've seen our viewer numbers growing throughout the morning and appreciate everybody joining us and invite you to get on social media and share that we've got coverage going on today and tomorrow here from the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships. New format this year with head-to-head match play component tomorrow, and that is going to be some good TV. So make sure you clear your schedule. Find out who takes home the big scholarships and who earns a spot on Junior Team USA.
Jason, you probably just saw the spike in viewers that we got. That's because I have to admit I neglected to update the USBC Facebook page this morning, and I just updated it, so some folks who were looking for it on there are probably just now finding it. You didn't miss too much, though. And we have lots and lots and lots of coverage left. Jason will be taking me out back and beating me later for that mistake. No dinner for me tonight. Oh, we had a lot going on this morning. Jason and I showed up about 6:45 this morning to tape down internet cables and get everything set up and ready to go. Also, we can bring you this great action here from Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis at the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick. Did you notice the pretty cool Sean Rash masking units they have here, Jason, in the bowling center?
I did.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. It's got because Sean is obviously Brunswick staffer, and there's two big masking units that promote the Brunswick brand. There it is. Off in the distance. Sean, Player of the Year. PBA Tour this season. So our thanks to Brunswick for their sponsorship of this year's Junior Gold Championships. That one goes a little high for Tyler Young. Leaves the 4-7. Looks like the girls under 15 division standings are updated. And Ashley Dunn still in the lead, and she's not bowling great this game, but she'll still stay in the lead for the 20-game total. She's minus 31. Kelly Skalaki in second place at minus 145. Again, no cut being made on this squad for the U15 girls. They all advance to this evening at 7 o'clock. So you can find those on bowl.com/juniorgold. Make sure you press refresh. There's Ashley. Just mentioned her a moment ago. 7th frame for her. Having a rough go of it this game. And it's getting even worse. When it rains, it pours. She's only going to be in the 90s in the 7th frame. Question in chat, where is Junior Gold going to be next year? Jason was just talking about that. It's going to be in Detroit. Detroit, Rock City. Want more information on that? You can find it on bowl.com. Jason, get a camera on 27 and 28. Hannah Munson has the front 8 in our U15 girls division. She's in the green shirt. There she is. Just happened to glance over that. I saw 180 in the 6th frame. I said, wait a minute, what's going on over there? So front 8 right here for Hannah Munson. Oh, little 4-5-7 mixer there for the front 9.
How about that?
Yeah, and if you told me we were going to have a chance at a 300 today, I would have bet money it would have been in the under 20 boys division, not the under 15 girls. But hey, it shows you there's a lot of talent over there as well.
You betcha.
It's a good light on her right there. It looks like she's practically glowing. She probably is after having the front 9.
Yeah, good reason to smile.
She's having a good time. Let's see what place she's in.
We had her on our featured pair last game.
Well, she's in 5th place.
Yeah,
so,
good player.
Yeah, she's doing good. Minus 240, and that would probably move her up a few spots if she were to. It probably will move her up a few spots with this big game, regardless of how she finishes. Again, bowling on the Paris pattern today, 47 feet. One of the WTBA patterns. So we'll let you know when Hannah gets up in the 10th frame with a chance at something special. Be nice for the under 15 girls to go out with a bang here in this final game of their morning block. They're gonna get an extended break, and they don't come back until 7 p.m. this evening to bowl their final 5 games.
Well, and just the fact that she's making a run at it, just something else would remind everybody that tough conditions that we're bowling on here, WTBA patterns. It's very impressive indeed.
And still waiting for the update on the U20 boys after their 3rd game today. Should be coming in soon. Some of them just getting started with game number 4, despite the fact that we're in the 4th frame on our pair. But take a look at Hannah Munson. One more frame to go, and she's got the front 9. Making a run at it here. Hannah Munson. Is she having another one in her? Looks good. Wow, what a shot. Perfect right there. She gets a big round of applause from the spectators. She's 2 away. What an accomplishment this would be.
I think some of the other players are starting to recognize
Yeah.
that, the string that Hannah's got going. 2nd shot in the 10th.
Well, she's 10 for 10. Trying to go 11 for 11 here. She have one more left in the tank. It's right. Oh, look at it come back and strike. Big round of applause.
All right, Lucas, I'll punch it over here and reset.
So we're live at Junior Gold. Round 4 of qualifying. Hannah Munson and our under 15 girls division with the front 11. We have not had a 300 game here at Woodland this week. And we have the potential for one here in this final game of round 4. Hannah Munson of Cottage Grove, Minnesota with the front 11. It's gotten really quiet in here. Here's the shot. It's good. No, and it carries for the 300. How about that? Did you see that 10-pin slide across the deck? Look at the smile on the face, and that's a memory that will last a lifetime for Hannah Munson. Looks like I see some tears down there. Mom's crying. What a moment. Good stuff right there, Jason.
That's what it's all about here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships, and another example of, you know, the kind of great bowling and great atmosphere here, and really enjoying that in the U15 division. How about that? Way to go, Hannah Munson. Glad to have it on Bowl TV. Well, if that's not a reason to get on Twitter and Facebook and start telling people to tune into the Bowl TV coverage, I don't know what is. See some great stuff all the way around.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I was saying earlier that 180 would be a great score in the U15 girls division, and she beat that by 120 bids.
Yeah.
300 game. I would have lost a lot of money if I would have bet on that. I would have thought that the under 20 guys would have had one before the under 15 girls. But it shows you how talented they are.
You cannot discount the talent out here in this field in all divisions. And
it's always fun to see a 300 on our Bowl TV here.
It is. There's this. A 300 game is always special, but when you're able to do it in a national championship tournament, there's just something that much more about it. And you can see her parents were here as well, and that's something that she'll remember the rest of her life.
I think we can take a look at that shot again in real time. Jason can speed it up and slow it down, huh? Yeah, cool. He's going to show us that final shot of the 300. I wanted to see that 10-pin if we have a look at it.
All right. We'll wait until we see this shot here, and then.
Yeah, let's take a look at this final shot by Hannah Munson in the 300 game.
Here is a replay of. We'll speed it up to
catch up a little bit.
Throws the shot.
So this is Hannah Munson, the final shot of the 300 game. Now I wanted to take a look. We saw the 10-pin. It didn't look like it wanted to go down. So I want to take another look at that. But here's the shot. Hannah Munson, 300 game.
Got 10-pin.
Yeah, look at it slide.
Got tapped.
Boy, I thought for a split second it was just going to slide and stand. You see that sometimes, but it went down. Hands up in the air. That was pretty exciting stuff right there. We'll have to put that on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, look for that later. We'll bring that back so you can see it, and I know that that'll be something that Hannah will enjoy being able to take a look at as well.
That's why you watch Bowl TV. You never know when somebody's going to pop a 300 game. The final frame in progress here on our U15 girls for the day. They are going to be done. Ashley Dunn with 150. So rough finish to the day for her. She goes 142, 150 the last 2 games for our leader. Turpie 163. Kelly Skalaki is going to make up some ground on Ashley Dunn. She was in second, and Kelly can shoot 213 this game, make up 63 pins. We're in the 7th frame of game 4 on the U20 boys side. We still have about a game and a third to go. So that 300 by Hannah Munson going to move her up the standings. She was in 5th place and she'll probably move up to 3rd place after that game. So it comes at a good time for her. Move her up. They don't make a cut on the U15 girls side, but on this round, but they will in the next round to the top 16. So they'll go from 24 to 16 this evening.
And if you're just joining us and may not be familiar with just the way that the squads are staggered here, we're watching the older boys division, which is the U20, and the younger girls division, the U15. And we'll have the older girls and younger boys coming up in our next squad. So this is the last we'll see of the U15 girls until we get a glimpse of them tonight. The evening squad will feature all age divisions. Once again, it's a new feature here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships this year. Dedicated division for 15 and under. And we've seen some great excitement. We've got a special guest. We've got Ashley Dunn, who's going to come and talk to us a little bit. And we just saw her shoot a 300 game, and she's wrapped up and now can tell us a little bit about what was going on. Ashley, first of all, congratulations on a spectacular finish to today's bowling.
Yeah, thank you.
What's going through your mind there as you get into that 10th frame?
I was just shaking a whole bunch when I was up there, and I couldn't, I was just trying to focus and take deep breaths a lot so I wouldn't mess up.
Do you have a routine that you go through? It looked like as we were watching the replay of that you kind of took a little bit of extra time, maybe an extra breath. What were you doing there?
Yeah, I usually wipe off my ball every time with a towel, and then I stand up there, I take a deep breath, and I set myself, and then I go.
Well, let's take a look at that last shot in the 10th. Now, you haven't seen it, of course.
Yeah.
You lived it. But let's watch it here. We'll have to fast forward a little bit through your preparation until where you get up onto the approach. But as we watch this, you know, take us through what's going through your mind, and that 10 pin was awfully close to not going down for you.
Well, as I was bowling, I was worried it was going to go too far out because it was a ways out there, and I was sitting there like, oh, it's not going to fall, and then it did, and I was so happy.
It was a fantastic moment. I know that it's one that you're always going to remember, and going over, you immediately, I think, gave a hug to your parents. Did you say something to your parents then after that?
Yeah, my mom was crying, so then I started crying, so it was a happy moment.
Well, congratulations again. We certainly enjoyed seeing it. What do you think about the changes to the North Point Junior Gold with it having, specific divisions for the U15? Was that part of the reason that you decided to come here?
Well, this is actually my first year, so since I'm only 15, I decided to do the 15 and under instead of the 20 and under.
Is it just a little bit less intimidating that way?
Yeah. for the most part.
Well, what would you say to other youth bowlers that may be out there about this event and haven't been out here before? How would you describe it?
I think it's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of new people, and it's a good experience so that you can get better and learn more.
All right. Well, Hannah, congratulations.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it and hope you have a great rest of the tournament and good stay here.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
So that was our 300 shooter.
She said it's her first 300 game.
Wow.
What a spot for that, huh?
Hannah Munson, our first 300 game comes. I called her Ashley earlier. I apologize for that. Had Ashley Dunn in front of us. It's Hannah Munson. So.
Yeah, pretty cool. She just happened to be walking by to take her score sheet to the counter, so we said, hey, come over here. And she's like, what? Me? I don't want to talk. That's fine. It's easy. She was really good, though. She sounded like she had some good stuff to say. I couldn't hear it, but I just kind of heard bits and pieces.
Oh, you corrected me when I called her Ashley to begin with, if you could have, so I apologize
I couldn't hear that part.
Hannah. But
well, that's great. Congratulations to her. That's something she's going to remember for a long time. Not only a 300 game here, but your first one ever. And so that's an amazing memory. And she'll be able to watch it over and over again on Bowl TV. It'll be living infamy. Well, let's hope we have another one or two today. Those are always fun to have. So we're in the 9th frame of game 4 on our U20 boys. Things kind of a little out of whack because we're in the 9th frame on our featured pair, but off to the right, they're only in the 5th frame. So we could have an extended wait between games. Tyler Young with another strike. He's got at least 5 in a row, 163 in the 7th. He's got a good game going. Justin goes through the face, leaves a 3-6-10 in the 9th. Not real happy about that one. Pretty decent scores on our boys pair for this game. As they gear up for the 10th frame.
So a small taste of perhaps the drama that we'll be experiencing throughout our coverage here at the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships. Imagine what it's going to be like once we get into the match play and it pressure really starts to heat up. It's going to be fun stuff, and we will be here with you throughout the rest of the day as well as tomorrow until we see who claims those spots on Junior Team USA and receives a nice scholarship as well. Once again, we're at the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships live in Indianapolis. Thanks for being with us on Bowl TV. Thank you to our sponsors. Brunswick, the presenting sponsor of the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships, and North Pointe Insurance. Of course, the title sponsor. This event, merging of the North Pointe High School Singles Championships and the USBC Junior Gold Championships. Now one fantastic event. The Youth Open here in town. Got the Survivor Tournament going on as well. So if you're a youth bowler, you definitely want to come out and visit us. Hannah mentioned this is her first time, and quite a splash.
It looks like we've got updated standings after the third game today on the boys' side. And Michael Coffey still in the lead, 747 for his first 3 games today. Matt Farber in second. He's at 730 for his first 3 games today. So Coffey at plus 341, Farber at plus 230. So a little bit of a distance there between first and second. A.J. Johnson, third place, plus 217. Greg Young in fourth at plus 216, and Kyle Sherman rounds out the top 5 at plus 208. Looking down at our cut number, which is the top 64, it is a tie for 63rd place at minus 36. A.J. Chapman and Brendan Williams currently tied at minus 36 for the last spot in the 5th round of qualifying this evening. And I'm not 100% sure, but I believe if there's a tie for that 64th spot that there's a 1-game roll-off. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to wait and see what the tournament officials decide to do if that were the case. But right now, it is not a tie. It is a tie for 63rds. That means both players would advance.
Yeah, certainly a long ways to go before we worry about that
scenario. Two games left on the standings. Already wrapping up here, Andrew Klingler. Boy, my mouth just isn't working too well this morning. Klingler with 246. Matt Staninger, 190. Jorge Rodriguez, 211. Eric Sachs can max out at 188. Justin Zwaszka can shoot 217, and Tyler Young can max out at 253. As we're wrapping up this game. One more game to go after this one.
Take a look at some of the players off to our right on 33 and 34, since we've got a little more space to operate with in terms of things we can show you with the U15 girls being done. Feel free to tweet about what you're seeing. See the hashtag on there, Junior Gold. And from time to time, Lucas will mention some of the comments that are out there being tweeted, and sure there was some tweeting for Hannah Munson going on out there.
Oh yeah, had a lot of tweets.
See her over there on her phone right now. That she's hearing it from all of her friends back home.
Yeah, Jennifer just tweeted she hears that Michael Coffey has the front 8 right now, and I'm not sure where he's at, but we've got 50 lanes worth of U20 boys bowling, so hard to find him.
Give you some perspective.
So Jennifer, if you know what lane he's on, tweet that. Let me know.
This is how far our perspective on the U20 boys. So
a lot of competitors, 150 of them out there.
Yeah, we just have the low end pair.
Jason Panicki said congratulations to Hannah Munson on bowling 300 at Junior Gold today on really tough conditions. Paul Michael says that 300 was awesome to watch. No Wiseman jinx here. Amen, brother. So a lot of folks checking in on Twitter using hashtag Junior Gold. Make sure you follow USBC at USBC. .217 for Justin, 231 for Tyler. As that fourth game wraps up on our featured pair, we may have an extended break here, Jason, because looks like a lot of the pairs still in the 6th frame, so our guys here bowled really fast.
See Gustavo Velez here sporting the USBC youth jersey.
Hey, and in the foreground there, Tanner Spacey, who shot 300 this week.
Yeah.
Bowl 300 Expo Bowl on day one.
I have a brand new USBC youth jersey for the new
there it
season.
is.
It's just
You're right.
coming available too for everybody out there that's bowling in a USBC youth league.
They're pretty sharp looking.
It's a really cool redesign. Pictures of it on our website. But we're definitely a huge benefit of bowling in a USBC youth league. Really cool new design jersey coming up for the upcoming season, so we're excited about that and think that everyone's going to like it. Once again, very important as you start looking for leagues in the fall. Make sure it's a USBC certified league. No USBC league, no USBC jersey.
What a disappointment that would be.
Yep. Scores don't count, no jersey, just
No junior gold,
no.
nothing.
Yeah,
You don't get
that's-
anything.
It's amazing that there are leagues that aren't USBC certified. It's kind of like you might as well be doing skee ball if you're not bowling in a USBC certified league, because if it's not USBC, it doesn't count.
I like that, skee ball.
You can find out all of our dates and times for future Bowl TV live events on the homepage of bowl.com. We've got Team USA competing in the PABCON Championships coming up in August. That'll be live at Sunset Station, which happens to be where Junior Gold was held last year. Ringing 10 there. The bowlers have finished up on 31 and 32. I know we had somebody in the chat wanting to see Michael Coffey. His name has popped up that he will be coming to our featured pair next. So, not that we are able to do that on demand. It just happened to work out that way, but thought I'd give you a heads up. Also, Team USA member AJ Johnson coming to the featured pair. So, a couple of fan favorites. Also a request for John Boyd in the chat. Guess what? He's going to be on the featured pair as well. So, always, oh, that was a rough leave there. Blake Noddle, Notel, I'm totally sure of the pronunciation of his name. And if you're just joining us live at the North Point Junior Gold Championships in Indianapolis, I'm Jason Overstreet. Lucas Wiseman here with us as well. And this is our first squad of the day. Although we are headed towards conclusion, one more game here for the older boys, the U20 boys. The younger girls division, the U15, has concluded. We'll take a break to re-oil and for lunch and be back at 1:30 with the older girls, the U20 girls, and the U15 boys. Late squad this evening. We will bring you all age divisions. The North Point Junior Gold Championship has some changes this year in format, separate age divisions to allow those younger teens a chance to compete without having to go up against some of the older, more powerful college students. That's proven to be very popular. And we look for even more participation in that division in the future. $250,000 in scholarship money going to be awarded here at this tournament. Really an amazing amount when you think about it. And just exciting for the sport of bowling to be able to have bowling help send so many fine young people to school. The cost of college education, as we all know, going up so much, and bowling can really help offset some of that cost. Another reason why when kids have choices about what sports to focus in on, bowling can really be a great choice. And the colleges and universities that are offering bowling continues to grow. Really pleased at the growth of USBC Collegiate, as well as the NAIA and NCAA level. And Junior Gold really plays into that, because as we have more and more young bowlers who come up the ladder from your smaller Pee-wee leagues or roll and grow leagues that then get into the Junior Gold program, they're wanting to be able to continue to experience top-level competition in college and are going to universities and saying, we want to have collegiate bowling here. And we're finding a lot of times that our youth leaders and their parents are requesting that programs get started, helping start them on their own, and that's how the seed is planted. And more colleges are finding it's economical to add that and provide something that the student body is wanting. And if you'd like information on what you can do to help bring a collegiate program or a high school program to your school, we have resources at USBC. The International Bowling Campus Youth Development Team is here to help facilitate that. You can find information on our website, bowl.com/youth. Contact numbers there. Don't hesitate to call or email us at the International Bowling Campus. Our teams are there to be able to help get bowling programs started in schools at any level, and we would love to hear from you if that's something that you'd like to try to get going in the area that you live in. If you're not familiar with college bowling, there'll be lots of opportunities to see it on Bowl TV this fall as well. We travel to various tournaments around the country, showing Tier 1 USBC collegiate events as well as NCAA and NAIA events. So if you're not familiar with what college bowling is all about, we'll have that opportunity for you. We'll look at A.J. Johnson. A.J. bowled the Team USA trials and did extremely well in January, qualifying for both junior team and the adult team. I know that saw him at the International Training and Research Center, Team USA's training center in Arlington, Texas, when he was there, and had a chance to visit a little bit with A.J. And he was just overwhelmed with what the experience was like there, being able to train alongside Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones and Patrick Allen, Sean Rash, the stars of the Pro Tour that are on Team USA. And that's what you can get as being part of the Junior Gold program. You get a chance to be a part of what it's like with Team USA, and it's something very special indeed. And so, A.J. Johnson has certainly embraced that, taken advantage of it. We'll look forward to getting a chance to see him bowl on our featured pair here coming up this next game.
Yeah, it's a great featured pair coming up for game number 5. All of the folks who are near the top of the standings coming into the day: John Boyd III, Michael Coffey, Justin Miller, Colin Champion, A.J. Johnson, and Greg Young.
Yep.
It's a great pair. And while Jason was chatting away with you guys over there, I was pulling the 300 final shot off of our computer and now uploading it to YouTube, so that should be on there pretty soon. We'll get that posted on our Facebook page.
John Boyd getting started.
He was the leader coming into today, has dropped off just a little bit. You can find the results on bowl.com/juniorgold, bowl.com/juniorgold. Make sure you press refresh. We're not having to wait as long as I thought we would to start this final game, Jason. I thought we'd have a little bit longer of a break, but obviously the folks following the pair that we've got are bowling pretty quick, so we're moving right along here. Again, the under 20 girls and under 15 boys will get on the lanes at approximately 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, so about 2.5 hours from now. This is our final game of the day here, or sorry, the day for this squad. These guys will come back this evening. The top 64 will. And Jason, I don't know if you noticed, but I changed your cameras on you a little bit.
I
while
did.
You
I
were
got that.
doing other stuff. Since we don't have any bowling on 29 and 30, kind of shifted everything right a little bit so we could get some different views.
A.J. Johnson, a bowler who really likes match play as well. So I know that he's really hoping to be part of that head-to-head competition, as all of these bowlers are, but he really embraces that. You saw our coverage last year of the North Point Junior Gold Singles Championships. He made a very nice run there. And
he's one of the rare players to do the double dip, the Junior Team USA and Team USA, the same year.
Yep.
Bowled really well at Team USA trials last year, or earlier this year, I should say. It was in January. Sure, he'll be back to bowl team trials again next January, and that's open to anybody who wants to try to make it on to Team USA or Junior Team USA. It's going to be the first week in January in Las Vegas. Justin Miller, strike to start off this game. The final game of this fourth round of qualifying. Colin Champion. I believe Colin bowls at Weber International. Well, Ashley Dunn, who's finished in the under 15 girls, is back on Twitter now that her squad is over. And she says, I bowled my worst block of the week in Junior Gold, but managed to stay in first place. Got to bowl better tonight and tomorrow. So a little insight into what Ashley Dunn's thinking during her break. She'll be off until they get back on the lanes at 7 o'clock tonight. Another look at A.J. Johnson. Sporting the cool lettering on the back of his jersey. I like that. Those are great. Oh my, a 5'7". He smiles. He's like, are you kidding me right now? Too bad we don't have the replay on that one. That would be fun to watch.
I don't know that Adam would agree with that.
I don't think AJ would want to see it over and over again. Bad enough to leave that.
He's bigger than we are. We don't want to make him mad.
Yeah. He could probably hurt us.
Although he's a fine gentleman.
Yeah, he's a very nice guy. See Marshall Kent standing back here. He's Chris Vi getting ready to bowl. They're going to be off to our right on 33 and 34. I think Chris might sit in on our live streaming during the girls squad this afternoon if he's hanging around. He told him he had an open invitation to come sit in with us. So we'll see if he takes me up on it.
Chris, talented two-handed player, member of Junior Team USA that took home the gold medal at the World Championships.
Yeah, and if you watch the boys Junior Gold highlight video that I put on our YouTube channel, he's the first one that's in the video. We did a slow-mo shot of him throwing the two-handed style. Michael Coffey. He's been bowling well today, just missed a single pin. It's not good.
Remember, he did well in Las Vegas last year. Good to see him back again.
My friend Valerie Stylen just tweeted at me, was getting ready this morning and heard your voice yelling through the house. Knew something epic happened. 300 at junior gold. If you didn't see that 300 earlier by Hannah Munson, the video is going to be up on our YouTube channel here pretty soon. It's got 25% left on the upload, so once that gets on there, we'll put it on Facebook and you can see that final shot. Again, the girls in the under 20 division get on the lanes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, so 2.5 hours from now. The under 15 boys will also be on the lanes at that time. We're in the third frame of this final game here on our featured pair. A lot of the pairs still finishing game 4. So that means it'll be a while before we have updated standings. Again, 7 p.m. this evening, all 4 divisions are on the lanes. The top 64 in the under 20 divisions and the top 24 in the under 15 divisions.
Going to pause for a quick minute, Lucas, to thank our Yes Fund partners. The Yes Fund, big supporters of youth bowling and helping allow this event to take place. So please take a look at all the brands that support the Yes Fund and please give them your support as well.
This live event is brought to you in part by the Yes Fund. The Youth Education Services Fund is a joint initiative of the bowling industry dedicated to development and marketing of youth bowling at all levels. The Yes Fund is generously supported by its founding partners: North Pointe, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Ebonite, 900 Global, Hammer, Cubica AMF, Rotogrid, Storm, and Track. For more information about the Yes Fund, go to bowl.com/yesfund.
Back live in Indianapolis. Third frame in our featured pair. Strike for A.J. Johnson. Justin Miller looking to run down a 10-pin. If you're watching us on our Bowl TV channel and may see those tabs up at the top, feel free when you get a moment to click on the USBC Sports Store. The link, usbcsportstore.com, has a wide variety of apparel and merchandise. Got logoed USBC gear and also some nice jerseys on there as well. You may see some of the competitors here at the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships sporting dye-sublimated jerseys from High Five Gear. Team USA jerseys can be purchased via the link. That's usbcsportstore.com. Hope that you will visit that and take a look. Another site worth visiting is mybowlingvacation.com. You may not have heard of mybowlingvacation.com, but it is a travel reservation site that has fantastic deals on air, hotel, car, but specifically hotel rooms at discounts surrounding USBC tournaments such as this one. So if you're headed to the Open Championship, Women's Championship, or even just a state or local tournament, check out mybowlingvacation.com. Be surprised at often there are better deals than you can find on some of the big name travel sites. So please do take a look
Colin Champion converts a spare, gets the sleeper. See Melanie DiCarlo logged in the chat talking about the team trials experience. Team USA Trials really has become an interesting event. The number of younger bowlers that have been traveling to it has increased. A lot of collegiate players, even high school players as well that come out. The time of the event in early January still works to where a lot of people are still on break. Location in Las Vegas, an awful lot of fun. So if you want to have a chance to enjoy some time in Vegas, take your run at making Team USA, and meet Lucas Wiseman in person. Certainly a treat. Check out the Team USA trials, and we'll be having registration available for the trials coming up soon. Talking about some additional features to that event as well that could add a little bit more excitement to the end. Have details on that coming up, so be sure to frequently keep an eye on bowl.com. And if you like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter too, it's a good way to make sure that you know when the updates for registration being open and any changes that take place. We look forward to being able to share that with you.
Did you notice who's off to our right? Did you mention that, Jason? Marshall Kent and Mike Fujita, Matt Farber, Josh Johnson, Darren Tang, Sam Cantrell, another good pair.
I have not run down all those folks. So
just off to our right. Yeah, they've got
for bringing that up.
They're just starting.
Just underway, just throwing their first shots, but
yeah. So we'll probably stick with them while they. That's going to be the folks that probably finish last. Chris Vi off to the right of them. And I did just post that final shot of Hannah Munson's 300 game on our YouTube channel. Going to share that on our Facebook page in just a little bit.
There's Marshall Kent.
Paul Michael wants to know tonight, who will the cameras be on? Because, as we mentioned, we've got all 4 divisions happening at the same time. Well, the way I understand it, it's they're going to do like a kind of every other pair thing. So, for example, 29 and 30 might be under 20 girls, but 31 and 32 will be under 20 boys, 33 and 34 under 20 girls. So you get the idea. The under 15s will do the same thing. So they'll be kind of woven between each other to make it so we can show everybody. So we're still waiting for the update on the under 20 boys to come in for the 4th game today, because some of them just finished up. It takes a few minutes to pull the scores in. So although we're in the 5th frame here on our featured pair, they are just getting started with this game on some of the other pairs. So things a little bit out of sync, which sometimes happens when you're using 50 lanes and you've got 150 bowlers. AJ Johnson, 5th frame. Oh, look at the 10-pin. Gets slapped down from behind. AJ stares it down a little bit. That was a pretty good shot. Something came flying from behind from the back of the pin deck and took out that 10. Justin Miller, not real happy with that one. At 1:30 this afternoon, the under 20 girls and the under 15 boys will be on the lanes. So be sure to join us for that. We'll be off air during the break, but we will be back at exactly 1:30. Got to re-oil the lanes. It's actually probably a good idea for them to be kind of a long break because it allows the center to kind of empty out for the new group to come in, because otherwise it gets real crowded in here between squads. Don't forget to use our Junior Gold hashtag when you're tweeting about what you're watching here on Bold TV. A lot of folks using it. You can see it up on the top right corner of your screen right now. Real Queen in the chat says, hi, Lucas. Well, good morning to you. Watching our live coverage of Junior Gold, the North Pointe Junior Gold Championships presented by Brunswick. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Jason Overstreet is here as well, as we are live from Woodland Bowl here in Indy. Game 19 now posted. Michael Coffey is in the lead, plus 408. Matt Farber shot 289 last game and didn't pick up too much ground on Coffey, only 22 pins. Farber at plus 319. Greg Young in third at plus 262. Kyle Sherman in fourth, plus 246. A.J. Johnson in fifth at plus 246. That's your top five. The cut with one game to go. Well, it's still a tie for 63rd, and now it's at minus 29, so the cut number has jumped a little bit. It's Blake Noddle and Ben Walk, both at minus 29. Then there's a tie for 65th at minus 31. So with one game to go, there's a lot of people right at that number. Right at that number in. There is definitely the possibility that we could have a tie for that last spot the way things are looking, because there are just so many names right at that number. We'll have to wait and see. Colin Champion, seventh frame of this final game. I think a lot of folks are starting to wonder on social media why the lanes would be so tough all week and then they would be so easy today. Well, it's just the WTBA patterns they vary in difficulty, and they saw three of the most difficult ones on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Paris is a very challenging pattern, but a little softer than the other ones, so it's a little more playable. And don't forget, you now have the top 150 bowlers, at least in the boys division, versus over 1,000 boys in that division. So you've got the top players breaking the lanes down together, and that will make them even higher scoring. And the reverse is also true when you've got more than 1,000 bowlers. They play all over the place, and you've got a lot of players at different skill levels that can make the lanes very challenging. Again, bowling on the 47-foot Paris pattern, one of the WTBA patterns. Is a bank of patterns that they use in international competitions. This is one of them. World10pinbowling.com for more information on the WTBA patterns. As AJ slaps it out. He almost let that 5-7 again, but smacks it around this time, says, no thank you. Not be leaving a 5-7 this time around. Open frame for Justin Miller. Takes the head pin straight back.
Again, we're just wrapping up. Here are U20 boys competition for the morning. Coming up after our break for lunch and re-oil, we'll have the U20 girls as well as our first look at the U15 boys. And U15 girls didn't disappoint as Hannah Munson rolled a 300 live on Bowl TV. So we look forward to seeing what kind of drama unfolds as we switch over to the next group of divisions in our afternoon set. Of course, the evening set will feature all 4 age divisions. Again, a change here in the junior gold competition this year. We have age separation for the younger teens to have a shot at their own title, 15 and under for both boys and girls, and hope that's something that everyone will take a look at as a positive for the future. Also going on right now on the other side of town, we have the Survivor tournament. Did have some 530 squads available. Don't know if that's still the case, but certainly encourage everyone to be a part of that if it works out for your schedule. Some great things here about the North Point Junior Gold Championships. We have the USBC Youth Open that takes place in the same city and the Survivor tournament, so a lot to bowl. Clinics going on as well. It's just kind of a bowling festival for our young players. And I know all the families here are having a good time. AJ's got at least 4 in a row here.
I think that he has 5 total. 8th frame. Oh my goodness, he is flirting with that 5-7 like crazy. He left one earlier. Yeah, he's thanking his lucky stars right now. That's the 2nd time in a row he's carried it.
Yeah, well, from our camera angle, you could see the 7, couldn't see the 5 had a hard time going down, just saw his reaction.
It's funny.
And Marshall Kent there in the dark shirt. Throws a strike. So the 5th frame shot for Marshall. He's gone spare, and then the next 4. Greg Young Jr.
Michael Coffey, 8th frame, gets the double.
You know, we talk a lot about the players' jerseys. I like this jersey here in front of us, Lucas. That's Coffey's dad.
Coffey's dad, huh?
So
Pretty easy to tell who that is.
Name jersey for the parents. We gotta turn him on. He needs one of those cool jerseys like Justin Miller's got though.
It's almost like a white belt convention down here too. Never seen so many white belts in my life.
No.
And our Bowl.com fashion expert Tina Stickney has always informed me never wear a white belt.
Well, I was going to say, if it's something that we haven't seen and that we're not wearing, that probably means it's in style.
Yeah, true.
We tend to be behind.
I can't tell you. I mean, there's I see 7 of them between the 10 players 12 players on the 2 pairs in front of us. I think I even saw an orange belt too.
That just probably, again, Lucas, probably just means it's cool and we're just,
Yeah.
behind the times.
Justin Miller has an orange belt on. I don't know what's going on with all these belts.
Can't quite see
He doesn't have the white belt.
See it.
No, he's got the white pants, but not the white belt. He's got the orange belt.
You'll be able to see it as he throws.
There it is. Yep. But if there's anybody to take fashion advice from, it's Tina Stickney, because she's a fashionista. And if she says don't wear a white belt, boys and girls, don't do it. She knows. Darren Tang, now see, he's got a more traditional black belt on. That's a little better.
One thing that I'm sure Tina would tell you regardless is that Lucas Wiseman should stay away from fashion commentary and analysis.
I just relay her information. That's all I do. Standings are updated with 1 game to go on this squad, bowl.com/junior golds. If you don't see the updated standings, press refresh and you should be able to find it. Michael Coffey flirting with that 5-7 as well. Leaves us the 5, though. A lot of 4-5-7 combinations collapsing here as the players get deeper on this Paris pattern. The double-hander, Mike Fujita with the super washout in the 6th frame. That one almost hooked past the 5 for Coffey.
Shoots that one one-handed and converts. Versatility. Ninth frame now.
Oh boy. He'll be fortunate just to leave the 4-pin on that one and be happy with it. He'll take it. It's a lot of 9 right there. That very easily could have been a split for AJ. wrapping up the ninth frame on our featured pair, 31 and 32. They're in the sixth frame. Final shots of the sixth frame on 33 and 34.
Now, if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our Bowl TV channel as well. You get an alert whenever a highlight video is uploaded or whenever a live streaming competition has concluded and is available to be watched on demand. Just push that subscribe button. Should be able to see it right now somewhere on your screen. It's definitely worthwhile. Love to see our subscribers go over 7,000 for this event.
Craig Young with a strike in the ninth, sets himself up for the 10th, chance to shoot 246.
Good looking double.
Then we're in the final stages of this block, but about 2 hours from now, the under 20 girls and under 15 boys will be on the lanes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to join us for that. And 7 p.m. tonight, the final round of qualifying the top 64 in the under 20 divisions, the top 24 in the under 15 divisions, to determine the match play finalists here at Junior Gold. John Boyd III, 10th frame, max score 194, and now max score 182. Colin Champion can get to 211 this game. Take a look at Josh Johnson, 7th frame. There's Colin as he sends the 4-pin across the deck for the double.
Question of whether it's legal to switch from two hands to one hand, throw your first ball two-handed and your second ball one-handed.
Well,
It is legal.
It is legal. The thing is that two-handed bowlers generally aren't two-handed. Usually they release that second hand before the ball comes off. But as long as your fingers are in the ball with your primary hand, do whatever you want. And generally, I think in scratch competition, it doesn't matter what you do. I don't know what the rules are for this tournament, but in handicap tournaments, you definitely can't change left or right hands. But as long as you're throwing it with the same primary hand, two-handed or one-handed, it doesn't matter. Solid 10-pin says, nice house shot. It is not a house shot. It is a sport pattern. But not every sport pattern is extremely challenging. This is a challenging pattern. These players are very good, and that's why they're scoring high.
Nice ball from Darren Tang.
Colin Champion, 211. John Boyd III, 171. A.J. Johnson going to shoot 235 with a strike on the fill. It's wrapping up here. Michael Coffey doubled in the 10th. He can shoot 206. For Coffey, it's easily going to be his lowest game of the day. AJ fills it up 235. Coffey's previous low game for the day was 238. So this is way under par for him today. .204. He's still going to be leading, but his margin may shrink a little bit.
once again, we'll have Bowl TV coverage here live from the North Point Junior Gold Championships all day and tomorrow as well, as we see who ends up making Junior Team USA, who takes home the scholarships, and what excitement unfolds. Appreciate everybody being with us. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for updates on exactly when we're going and if there's any additional excitement. Also be sure to check out the additional features that are coming on our Bowl TV YouTube channel. We hope to, if you're a youth bowler watching at home, be a part of Junior Gold. It's fantastic stuff. It's a great event. We want to see it continue to grow and have more people be exposed to this fine event.
Greg Young is up on lane 31. Second shot in the 10th. Playing a little fallback action there. Leaves gets the strike, and that's his 4th consecutive one. Off to the right, Neil Cooley with the front 10. Neil Cooley front 10 off to our right on 35 and 36. Just heard the cheers going up over there.
Trying to get a look at him.
He's the one with the penguin on his shirt. He wanted the attention.
And he's pointing
Oh
at
yeah,
the
he's
camera.
pointing at us. He wanted us to get him. He's like, yeah, I'm on. This is a recipe for disaster. He's jinxing himself, folks.
Well,
Neil Cooley with the front 10.
he has put out the call to the Bowl TV live stream.
Oh,
And now he
he
balks.
balks.
That's okay.
Neil made it into the highlight video that we had on bowl.com. On YouTube, I should say. He's trying to make another highlight here.
Improve my angle a little bit.
Yeah, Neil Cooley with the front 10, final game of the day. Or I should say final game of the squad. Let's see if he gets another one. Front 10. He wanted the attention, he's got the attention. Let's see if he gets another one. Yeah, got it. A chance for our second 300 of the day here on Bowl TV, live at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. Neil Cooley with the front 11. There he is there. He's trying to polish off what would be our second of the day. Hannah Munson in the under 15 girls division shot one live on Bowl TV earlier this morning. Let's see if Neil Cooley can do it again. This is the final shot for a perfect game. Neil Cooley. He's got it. Another 300. He gets the double high fives from his competitors. Congratulations, Neil Cooley, on a perfect game here at Junior Gold. So another one. 2 300s today. I figured we'd see a couple. That is our second one. So congrats to Neil. He polishes things off with a nice finish here in this 5th game.
Fun to watch those.
Always. So watch the final couple of frames here.
Remind everybody that we will be back at 1:30 Eastern time with our next squad and next round of coverage. It'll be the U20 girls and the U15 boys.
So please do come back with us. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook, and we'll be sure to give you an update, letting you know when we're back on the air in case you don't want to have your computer up with the Bowl TV countdown in the meantime.
Well, how fortunate for us that 2 300s are both in front of us.
Yeah, great to be able to see that.
Yeah, really cool to see that. Maybe we'll have some more this afternoon. You never know. We're on this pattern all day, so.
Well, that gives us some great excitement during qualifying for sure, and tomorrow when we get to match play, it'll be non-stop excitement. So please stick around and join us on Bowl TV for all of the coverage. See here at the end, that's some nice versatility being displayed right there by Matthew Farber. Having to shorten up his approach in front of the ball return. Delivers and gets the job done. Once again, thank you to our sponsors here at the North Point Junior Gold Championships. North Point Insurance, the title sponsor. Brunswick, our presenting sponsor. Certainly encourage everybody to take a look at the great line of Brunswick products that are out there. Saw what Sean Rash did on the PBA Tour last year with Brunswick winning Player of the Year honors. See something you like, or something that you would want to see, just use that hashtag Junior Gold and follow USBC on Twitter. We'll be checking that throughout our coverage as well. And again, we especially want to thank all of our USBC members who are watching. It is your USBC membership dollars that make Bowl TV possible. So as the start of the new league season begins, be sure that you are part of USBC competition and become a USBC member. Fujita takes care of the spare. He can strike in the fill for a 194. Marshall Kent.
He's
covers his 10 pin.
Going to shoot 249 this game with a strike on the fill. Appreciate everybody checking in with us throughout the morning. Again, we have a lunch break here for about an hour and 50 minutes or so. By the time they finish, probably about an hour and 45-minute break between squads. Under 20 girls, under 15 boys going to be coming out in just about an hour and 45 minutes or so here on Bowl TV. Mr. Sports Freak wants to know in the chat if I can recommend a coach. Certainly you can come to the International Training and Research Center and work with Rod Ross, Kim Terrell Kearney, Brian O'Keefe, but if you can't make it there, then go to bowl.com. I think there's a Find a Coach function on bowl.com/coaching. You can find somebody in your area who can help you out.
Some great coaches here in the building. Saw Del Warren walk by from Kegel Training Center. Some fantastic coaches out there if you're on the East Coast.
Who shot the 300? Well, you're going to like it. It's Neil Cooley who shot 300. Right here on Bowl TV. Got to see the final shot. Good shot there by Matt Farber. He's going to be in the 240s this game if he can get another one. Josh Johnson, going to be in the 250s. Well, not quite. 249. Close enough, though. So some good scores coming off this pair. So 233 now the max for Farber. Final shot for Johnson. This might be one of the last pairs to get done as he leaves an 8-10 on his fill. That's a good spot for that. I think I see one other pair still bowling down there. .247 for Johnson, 233 for Farber. Darren Tang can max out at 226, and Sam Cantrell can strike out for 178. Again, these are the final shots of this round. Standings will be available on bowl.com/juniorgold. Look at them at your leisure during the break. They should be updated pretty quickly once they get finished up. And again, back in about an hour and 45 minutes or so with the U20 girls and U15 boys here on Bowl TV. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time is the scheduled start time for that squad. Top 64 boys will... From this squad, we'll be back at 7 o'clock tonight for the final round of qualifying. So just a couple of more shots to go. Eight-pin final ball for Darren Tang, 225. And that'll bring us to our last shot of the block for Sam Cantrell. And you can find the standings on bowl.com/juniorgold. Strike to finish things off for Sam, 167. So we will see everybody back here about an hour and 45 minutes from now at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Appreciate everybody spending time with us. We had some great stuff, a couple 300 games, and who knows what's going to be coming up this afternoon. So check in with us all day here on Bowl TV, and we'll be back and see you here, a little less than 2 hours, I suppose.
Yep, we're going to grab some lunch, and we'll get that 300 game of Hannah Munson posted on our Facebook page, so be on the lookout for that. But we'll see you back here about an hour and 45 minutes. Have a good break, everybody.